move that to main. There we go. That should be now broadcasting out for everyone to hear. My microphone might be a bit loud. Everyone say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, not all at once, guys. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
And we probably missed Kizik because he's probably listening in on the stream to make sure our volumes are good. Oh, we got something going on.
I'm here.
Awesome. How's everybody's volume?
Yeah, I think everybody sounds good.
Excellent. All right, so, nice starting notes. Forgot to change the stream title, minor detail, and forgot to change the volume, or need to change the volume on the main title. Good to know. Other than that, welcome. Super excited. Today is the first day of Traveler for Season 2. And we have a pretty good group here today. We have one new face and 3 of our veterans. Ghost and Kizik, obviously, quite excited about Traveler and been playing a lot of the off sessions that we've had going. Thodub's wrapping his head around how the system works after playing last season. And Rex is brand new to this thing. Just going to go around the table real quick, as it's our first time, and we'll start with new guy Rex, no pressure or anything. And we'll talk a little bit about, our characters and how excited we are to do this campaign, and then we'll get into the scenario as it is. Rex, you want to lead us off?
Glorious. So my character is Holmes Steele. He grew up with Navy parents and tried to follow in their footsteps, but failed miserably and ended up getting drafted into the Marines. In his first tour, he got called out as incompetent commanding officer and got stationed out on a space station for the rest of his time, and eventually got rolled out of the Marines to join the adventure where it stands. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Kizik? What do you remember about Luca Boaz? He was your first character of the second season. You've done quite a few.
Luca and his brother, they spent their early days. They built a helicopter out of spare parts to impress a girl. Luca didn't make it through college. He turns out he likes gambling a little bit more than he likes finishing college. But as he was leaving, he talked to a recruiter, and the recruiter said, "You should get your life on track, sir, and join the Marines or join the Navy." And Luca's brother is named Taylor. So Taylor said, "Yeah, no. Like, I'm going to pull some strings. You're going to be a pilot in the Navy." And I tried real hard to be a good pilot in the Navy, and I got special small craft skills. But 4 years later, I was getting recertified on my small pilots. I met this guy named Lieutenant Cameron, and I'd been supplying him with uppers so that he could finish his mission. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I know you. I can outfly you." And I said, "No, there's no chance you could ever outfly me." And we played a little chicken. I clipped his rotor. I was about to land on a hospital, so instead I drove it into a cliff. I hurt my arm pretty bad. Some scars here. Got a tattoo here because I'll take any bet. Guy bet me $50 that I wouldn't get a tattoo on my face for the rest of my life, and I'm a proud owner of new $50.
They have to pay for that tattoo.
All right, I'm really happy that you remembered all of that info. That's really good. Ghost, you are playing Taylor Boaz, who is Luca's brother. What can you tell us about Taylor?
Well, I'm better looking than my brother and more responsible. I try to hold him down, really, to not hold him down or hold him back, but keep him safe. I'm terrible at it because he does some boneheaded shit like that, crashing helicopters and stuff. But really, he's got a decent head on his shoulders, and I told our parents that I'd look out for him. So kind of brother I am, I guess.
All right. Dubs, let's hear about your character. Your character's brand new.
Yes, sir. Brand new. So Aiden Nix. So kind of grew up in foster care, actually. I never really knew my parents, was in foster care. I never really was adopted or anything like that. I just kind of aged out of the system. Of course, when I aged out of the system, I decided I had some desire to actually better myself, so I decided to end up going into military academy. So I did graduate from the Marines in the military academy. I also went on a few Black Ops missions and continued on in the Marine Corps. I also assaulted military forces and gained some leadership experience throughout my time there, and currently looking forward to joining the new cause that we have for doing mercenary work.
You're not mercenaries.
Oh, well, whatever we are.
It's good to know. Maybe he doesn't know. You're intelligence operatives for the Galactic Alliance's intelligence agency. The Galactic Alliance in our Traveler setting is the stand-in for the Third Imperium. Because we use a bunch of the books and scenarios that are provided, you will hear us sometimes mention the Alliance as the Third Imperium or vice versa. And the way I've explained this to the players is it's kind of like people in Europe refer to the United States as the States, but here in America we refer to it as America, even though obviously there are, other countries on the continent of America, North America, Central America, etc. So I'm just going to say that they are two names that mean the same thing, but for different reasons. So you may hear the main government referred to as the Alliance, or you may hear it referred to as the Imperium. There is no emperor, so it's not really an Imperium. The way the government works is it's a two-part government made up of a democratically elected Senate or Parliament, if you will, and then on the other side of it is a corporate aristocrat style royalty almost. So basically the richest people, the top 1%, get royal titles, and they have a say in a minor say in the government, and they basically spend their time competing against each other. It's become sort of a sport for them. But they have a sort of royalty to them because megacorporations have become so big as to span planets now that they would either take over or incorporate themselves into the government in some way. So it's a mix of the best and the worst possible solutions. Let's talk about your character sheets really quick and your little player pad areas that I've created. I'm going to zoom in on ghosts a little bit. So after some confusion last time we played, I decided to make a little character model sheet. We're not going to be super strict about this, but I do want it populated, where basically what it says is what it is. If you have a card for a weapon that you're carrying, that goes in your weapon card space. Legs, chest, arms, head, etc. are basically equipment / pieces of armor you're going to put on, and what's in your backpack is expected to be a reasonable amount it could be in your backpack. Most backpacks carry something like 10 kilograms. Up here on your top right, you're going to see your stats are on counters. These are for your temporary stats. So your strength, dexterity, endurance, etc. As you take hits to those, you'll be able to modify these numbers in real time. And that will signal to everyone at the table what your status is. And if you need to know what your modifier is, on the character sheet, there is a spot for that. I don't mind if you keep the PDFs in the fillable format and let it do the math for you in the background if you've got it on your computer, but it helps me a lot if you go ahead and keep these up to date. You'll also notice that there's a magazine counter. For those of you who like to have a bottomless pit of ammunition, I'd like to have a rough idea of how much you're shooting and firing. You may even surprise yourself. And at the very bottom is the player points. Your player points, depending on, basically they depend on how much you participated during the pre-campaign, during the time when we were organizing and getting to learn the game, and, those of you who went the extra mile, like Kizik, and made cards and actually did a lot of infrastructure work to make the stream and the tabletop itself better, they got extra player points. And you will spend these just like you do Destiny tokens or Fate tokens in our other systems. Your player points are things that you will get for good role play. You'll get a couple of them just for playing, just for showing up. And then you'll spend them as you go along. They can be used for yourself. They can be used in any way a Destiny token can be used, basically. You know, to make a check easier, harder, or to make a thing happen that you need. I expect you guys will rack up quite a few of these up until some crunch time, and then you'll spend a lot of them in a few complicated sessions. But that's just my guess. Do you have any questions about the sheets and the table and the space in front of you?
I do not.
Do you have
Not
a
yet.
card for the GIA bag that we got? Or we don't have that now?
You do have the GIA bag's equipment. I have a PDF I can send to you, but I don't have a card that has all of the stuff in it.
Oh, okay. No, I got the PDF.
Okay. You have the original. Just remember that it's only the stuff that was issued directly to you. Kizik has filled his sheet out almost perfectly for the stuff that was in the GIA bag. I was actually really impressed at how accurate it was.
I would give you nothing but the best.
He's very cocky right now, isn't he? All
You
right.
can't talk nice things about me without me getting a big head.
Mm-hmm. What you do at your personal time's up to you. I did make a card for this very special pistol that you got. Some people who play certain video games will probably recognize that pistol immediately. And I think from here, what we're going to do is we're going to start setting the scene as to what has happened. So when you guys actually wake up and get control of your characters, you're going to already be en route to this mission. But let's go over what happened, the events that brought you here. So for one reason or another, you were each recruited by the Galactic Intelligence Agency, and you answer to an agent named Agent Jones, who's recently been promoted to director and put in charge of the Great Rift Intelligence sector. Now, sector's misleading because the Great Rift is obviously many, many different sectors, but it's so dispersed and ill-populated that it counts only as one sector for the eyes of the GIA. And most of where they want him concentrating on is an area known as the Islands. The new and old islands are a area that was populated and colonized separately from the rest of humanity. Basically, hollowed out asteroids were turned into arc ships that moved at sublight speeds with people frozen in cryotubes, and by the time they got out here and started settling, the truth is man had found faster than light travel and actually bypassed them. So they are actually closer in evolution and culture to us today in the real world than the rest of the galaxy is. Many ethnicities and traditions that have been washed away with time, the rest of the Alliance still exist for these people. And that's a important distinction, as you as individuals from the GIA, from the Alliance, will seem as alien to them as their ways will to you, even though you're all human. During the time that the GIA has been spying and doing reconnaissance and looking into the events of the Great Rift, they lost a ship that was doing reconnaissance covertly. 2 bodies from the crew showed up at the nearest Alliance holding. I don't have the new island set up on that map, so it's difficult to show. Let me grab something. Talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
Can I have that guard, Ghost?
Oh, the gun?
The extra gun card.
Yeah. What homeworld are we from, Mr. Luca?
We're not from a rift world. I'd say we were from like a big city world back towards the core of the galaxy.
That's what I thought too. I just couldn't remember if we'd gotten a name for it.
we did not write down a name.
No problem.
That was before we cared about naming worlds.
Trying to figure out the system. So we got an Aiden Nix and Holmes Steele. I like that the Steele is in the green slot. That's easy for me to remember. So you guys are also GIA agents, but you've got military backgrounds, right? Both of you?
Yes, sir.
Yep, that's correct.
I mean, I got a military background too, but you'll see me bragging about that.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, no, this is my brother's captain.
I don't know how I managed to get a higher rank than you in character creation.
Because I crashed a ship and flunked out my second career.
I think it was really that Cameron guy that fucked you over.
I fucking hate Cameron. You guys know Cameron? Were you in the military? I've got like a 3-paragraph in-depth story of how Cameron recruited me to be in the Marines. We're in the Navy, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm still working on it, guys.
So I gotta tell you, if I could find another helicopter, I'll be super happy.
You guys still have the helicopter.
The Glass Sparrow.
Yeah, you guys named it something else though. So now's actually a good time to mention that you can't take everything with you because you're going to be going in low berth.
Okay.
So
what can we take?
What you can take 10 kilograms worth of materials, realizing that you're going to a relatively high law level area. But what you don't take with you, there's going to be like a 5-ton cargo container that's going to include the things you can't take with you. The Glass Sparrow, whatever you guys named your version of it.
The Gambit.
The Gambit. Is going to be in some form or fashion in that cargo container, and you're going to be able to have a side mission to retrieve it if you would like. But I do want to know what's going to be in that... I would like to know what's going to be in that cargo container, so just make my life better. Nope, that's the wrong one. Objects, components, tools, note card. Here we go. Here's a note card. Take that note card and tell me what's going to be in that container. You guys are still at base, about ready to depart on your mission.
Do we get that brief you put in earlier today?
You do, but I'm about to give you a much, much better one. Assuming I can get Microsoft Print to PDF to work. I often write things down in my notebook and then completely forget that you guys can't see my notebook.
I didn't say anything.
That does pose a slight problem.
It's an issue. It's me.
Video camera, smart notebook. Interesting.
Ah, there we go. I found it. Aha. Okay, so now I need to import it. Oh, wait, no. Before I do that, I need to skim it real fast and make sure I didn't accidentally give you more information, because that would ruin the whole thing. Okay, so let's look through here. It printed weird. Okay, that's fun. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you the PDF in Discord, and I'm going to read from it rather than import it into the game. So I'm going to go to the Discord channel, Traveler channel, drop this in here. There you go. All right. So let's talk about it has some background information in the island subsector, basically saying how they got faster than light travel and how that was the The Imperial ships, breaking down, and they reverse engineered, and there was a bunch of political stuff that went on. It's very important that you actually do some research as you go along, but I'm perfectly okay with you guys reading up on that kind of stuff as we go along. Your players wouldn't necessarily just magically know this information. But the mission paragraph is actually very important. The islands cluster is important because of it being a crossing of the Great Rift. There's only a few of them. They're very difficult to do, and the islands is basically the most convenient for the Alliance. The merchant ship Perfect Stranger, which is actually an intelligence ship, was sent into the islands to pretend to be a trader and gather all sorts of geopolitical information about the warring factions, because basically there's 4 or 5 different major factions in the Rift that are on the brink of war at any given time, and a war in the Rift would be bad. And if it is going to happen, we want to know about it. Something went wrong. A few months ago, 2 members of the crew arrived back in Imperial space, dead because of wounds inflicted by a laser weapon. The bodies were shipped in cryogenic units back, which is a standard practice, aboard a neutral vessel traveling the Rift. They were just sent as cargo with no personal effects. Documents simply had their names on it and states that they were shipped from Amondiage. Okay? Director Jones, who the Boaz brothers are exceptionally close to, they've been with him for quite some time, and he's taken a special interest in their development. He always gives them the tough missions, the missions that need you to make the right decisions when you're far from home. And even for him, this mission is an exceptional ask, where he wants to send you all back in to the Rift with only this small amount of information. He's going to ship you in low berths, and the paperwork required to successfully take ownership of the abandoned vessel. Now, the payment is extraordinary. It's $250,000 for each person participating. Furthermore, you'll have the right to retire upon successful completion. If you want to just go off into the world upon completing this mission for the GIA, you can retire with honors. Full benefits kind of deal after completion of a mission, which for men your age, that's also a exceptional thing. However, this is an all or nothing contract. The data stores on board this ship are incredibly, incredibly important and must be returned. In fact, if you didn't recover the ship, it would be less of a tragedy than not recovering the data. They also want to know, if they can, although it's not as important as the other objectives, what happened to the crew. Obviously, we want to know if there's any foul play or anything we should be worried about with the crew. It could be that they just ran into some situation they couldn't handle. It does happen all the time. There are a few minor details there as far as expenses, and the fact that because you're traveling in low bursts, you can only carry 10 kilograms of cargo space. You'll have an initial upfront 10,000 credits for expenses, and you'll get 10,000 credits per month arranged with the government of Amondiage as a credit line. Just note that because most of the states aren't necessarily friendly with each other, the exchange rate on some planets may be unfavorable, or they may not take Amondage's credit at all, so it's best to pack some hard currency. After giving you guys this briefing, Agent Jones would provide you with specifications on the Perfect Stranger. It's a heavily modified Type R, but you're going to need the specs because it's so heavily modified. And he provides you with technical diagrams and a layout of how it's been modified. Now, each of you would have been sitting in this room doing your planning and your pre-work for getting ready to go off on this adventure. This is probably the first time that Aiden or... Oh, we don't have a token for Rex's character, Holmes. We need to work on that. Or Holmes would have met the Boaz brothers. So as you're sitting across this table getting this briefing, what kind of conversations are you guys having? What kind of prep work are you doing? What kind of questions do you have for Agent Jones?
Luke is asking all about that ship. So it's got a whole bunch of modified storage containers. That means it can do a bigger jump than it probably should.
That is correct. Actually, it makes the exact same jump as it should. It can just do it more times.
All right. You think it's got fuel there? No, we're far out. There's no way you can know that. Got to get some fuel. Got to get her out of there.
It will take many months for you to go there and back, even if you can go directly there and back. And there may be complications in between. We expect you'll be gone for 6 months to a year.
Is this any way related to the Duchess?
So my investigation of the Duchess has said that she's only started to work the islands cluster. She seems interested in the surrounding area. It's possible that she ran to the ship, realized what it was, and did it harm. However, I don't think so. Because of the lag time it would have taken for an incident to happen and those bodies to be sent back to us, and the fact that we've just arrived and we departed directly behind her, it'd have to be a hole-in-one. She would have to have dropped out of jump space right on top of them and then instantly realized what they were. I think it's unlikely.
All right. I'm flying the ship, obviously. What are these other two guys good for?
I am a boarding marine by training, so I'm good with energy weapons and all sorts of the shooty stuff.
He's gonna clear the ship. That's what I heard. Well done.
Well, I am your engineer. So J drive, life support, M drive, all that stuff. Also, I have some do some explosives, melee and energy weapons as well. Recon, stealth, streetwise.
You're good with energy weapons?
I do. I am energy weapon savvy.
Do we have pictures of the two bodies?
They do. There's nothing exceptional about them, but Jones will put them up on the screen. The only thing that stands out is that where a gunshot wound would look one way, it's got a little bit extra crisp because it's an energy wound.
You said it was done by laser weapons?
Yep.
Do we have any information on tech level of the planets around there? What kind of weapons they have available to them on average?
Well, the big planets are just like the ones in the Alliance. They're not quite as high tech level, but they're not primitives, and there's no reason to think that they are. Amondiage is a dictatorship. It's a military dictatorship that makes its living selling weapons to other powers in the sector. And we are talking starships. We are talking laser weapons. We're talking, advanced weaponry. Do not underestimate these people.
They are prime suspect.
Not really. We don't have a prime suspect. It's just a common misconception for people in the Alliance or the Imperium to think of people in the Rift as backwater, and the island subsectors have retained enough of their technology and had hundreds of years to develop it. It would be a critical mistake to believe they are backwater, rednecks that don't know how to do things. They've also been on the edge of war for a very long time.
Do we have any information on major players in the sector?
Absolutely, but it is a book that you will have to read. That is, the information is in your library.
Sweet.
All right, so just to be clear, you don't mind us doing some research on Amondiage, trying to figure out that planet?
Yeah. I sent you guys, I didn't send it to Rex, but I sent the rest of you guys way back in the day, book 2 of the Great Rift package that I got. Everything in that book is considered to be information that is in your ship's library. However, the situation changes on a regular basis, and I want you to be aware that the information that the GIA has right now is not necessarily accurate when you get there. That makes sense?
Yes. So we are currently low berth going to Amondiage.
That is correct. Is this card full?
I don't really have anything else, so yeah, that's all I'm going to put on there is the helicopter.
Okay. All right. No one else has a wish list they want to put in here. I will take this.
Oh, it's a wish list. I thought it was things that I already had.
Within reason. I'm probably going to change laser carbines to laser carbine to laser carbines, but you know.
What's C4?
Yeah.
Explosives.
So
Laughing gas.
I think that as long as you guys have sorted out what's in your 10 kilograms of gear that you're carrying, do you need more of these cards? I put 4 of them out, so everyone should have one. Yep. Which is going to be disappointing on your first stop. So we're going to fast forward now, if you guys don't have any additional questions, to you guys waking up. So you guys are brought out of low berth in it's a sterile room. You guys were shipped via a courier like cargo. And as you arrive in the downport, you're actually unloaded with the cargo, and then as they thaw you out, you're handed your container with your gear in it and taken to a port authority, a very small port authority. Now, first thing you're going to notice, being citizens of the Alliance, is in the Alliance and most of known space, in the downport, it's Alliance rules only, meaning you can basically do whatever you want as long as you don't break any of the big laws. But here, the minute you step out of the cryoberth, you're greeted by security personnel. Now, this is a very parade show kind of military. They're all in dress uniforms. They do have assault rifles and things like that, but everything is clean and meant to look very happy. All the civilian employees, even the civilian clothes look like military uniforms or are cut in military uniform styles of various type. You're very much aware that you're in a different culture, and that they have a very strict law level here. From step one, you can tell that things are going to be very strict on this planet, and that they are very kind and they're very cordial, but they make it very clear that you're not in Kansas anymore, as the saying goes. And as you come up to the clerk, you're on a line, everyone who is in low berth. The people in front of you can kind of hear them. They're filling out their paperwork, and basically the customs officials are saying, hey, there's no weapons and no armor allowed on this planet. We're a law level 9. There is no anything allowed as far as weaponry or armor, but we will provide you with free storage while you're having your stay, and we'll take care of your stuff for you. And there's some scuffling from a few off-worlders, but it's ultimately they're not backing down on this. This is the thing that is going to happen. Who's going to be first in line to deal with the customs official?
Yeah, I'll step up.
Okay.
Taylor, Boaz, and I clear the weapon and I place it down.
Okay.
This is all I got. Can I keep the bullets or no? Okay. Here.
Yeah. So the guy's like, okay. Welcome, Mr. Boaz. It's very nice to see you here on Amondiage. Can we ask what your purpose of your visit is?
Looking for work.
Okay. That's not something we hear every day, but there are plenty of opportunities here. Are you going to be working locally, applying for citizenship, immigrating, or are you staying a tourist, maybe a Starship crew?
I'm not sure. I'm just kind of floating out on the wind out here with my brother. He's somewhere back there. I don't really know. Can I apply for like maybe a 2-month visa or something like that? How's it work?
Of course. So as long as you are conducting legal business and not committing vagrancy or any of the other issues we have with some people who pass through here, you are more than welcome to stay. We can put you on a work visa, and if you can find work within a couple of months, then you can stay on the work visa and come and go. You'll have all the same rights and are expected to obey all the same laws as the local individuals here on this planet. Alternately, if you're here for pleasure, I can put you on a tourist visa, which is much shorter, but there's less paperwork.
No, I think I'm going to be here for quite a while, and really going to be doing some work.
Okay, well, and they pull out it's not too thick, but it's probably about 10 pages of like work questionnaire, what kind of work you are, history, background, and they're going to want you to check all the boxes. Tell
me, does this allow me to go to any of Amondiage's areas, like other city-states or anything like that?
So we're all one. So there are no city-states, as it were. We're all one government. However, you'll find that Charward is the only place that Offworlders are allowed to freely move. You have to be a citizen to move to most of the other arcologies or wards. So you guys didn't see it as you were flying down, but I'm guessing you would have gotten enough of a briefing to know that Amondiage is made up of really high-tech arcologies. These are basically, think of several city blocks, but they're super skyscrapers. They go up instead of out. And then in between these spires are what are called wards, which are low-level, like 1 or 2 story normal settlements that kind of have a dome over them because Amondiage is a very arid, warm planet. These ecologies are all built near the few sources of water on the planet, including the one you just landed on. It's very obvious as you look around that you're in a propaganda film, and now that he's telling you that you can't really leave this ward, you're guessing that this ward exists solely to keep impressions up for Offworlders. You're in Disneyland, basically.
Okay. Well, I'll start filling out my paperwork and get the next person in line going.
All right, who's going to be next?
I was right behind him, almost jumped in when he said, my brother, where is he? I heard all of those things. I said, like, I have less paperwork. I want to be here for... No. You just met my brother, right? I'm not as proper with my gun as him, and I put mine down, and then I pat my chest, and I put my bullets right beside it. And I go, yeah, he says we're here for work, so big old packet.
Yeah, all right, here you are. It's nice that you guys are looking for work. If you are competent with Starship mechanics, maintenance, or operations, you are going to be very in demand here. We're always looking for more people who can work the starport. And he hands you your packet. Who's going to be next?
When I said Starship, my eyes got big, and I said, ooh, yeah, can I fly?
Of course. Fill out there's a section in the packet that asks what your relevant skills are.
Thank you, man.
So, which one of you is going to be next? He doesn't know that you guys are together at this point, by the way, so you guys could technically tell him anything.
Gotcha. I'll go next. So, hi. My name's Aiden Nix. Just coming in looking for a work visa. I understand that this is a place I need to turn in my weapon and my armor and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. And he hands you the equivalent of like the locker keys that you would get from like if you were at a pool or a gym or something. And he's got a big old box, and it conveniently fits the box that you had, like your 10-kilogram box for going into cryo slides right into it. It's almost like they were made to fit.
Wow, perfect. This is going to work out great. This is great. Hey, thanks. So what do I owe you for the keys?
The storage is free for as long as you are in system. Obviously, if you perish or something, then the contents of the box will go towards your repatriation fund. Although that rarely ever covers it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hi, I appreciate it. Thanks for the keys. Great. And I got some paperwork here to fill out. Yeah, looking for looking for work again. Yeah, looking for work as far as in engineering and even electronics. Hopefully you guys have something along those lines around here.
Absolutely. We would be, the shipyards are always in need of people who are actually able to do proper starship engineering and electronics installation. If you don't mind working in orbit, it's great pay. Make sure you fill it out on your relevant skills package. And he
Gotcha.
passes you on.
Hey.
Got three hard workers. He's having a good day.
Hey, definitely. Thank you very much.
Rex?
I turn. Come up. Yeah, I'm escaping some family troubles and figured I'd come out here and start anew. We're far away from everyone that knows me. Just looking for work and looking for a new start.
This is a great place for it. You're going to love it here. Our director has made this place a fantastic place to start a new life and make your family prosper. And he hands you a packet just like the rest of them.
All right, paperwork. Yeah.
Yeah, space paperwork. So you guys fill out all your paperwork, and you, I'm assuming that you fill out exactly as you guys said you were going to fill things out. You're relatively honest about the forms. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not lying.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Correct here.
You guys were given paperwork that lets you legally take possession of the Perfect Stranger. Just so you know, you do not have to steal it.
Yes, I have that on my
Okay.
notes.
I just want to make sure that you're aware. Because you could have just said, "Hey, we're just here to claim this ship," and he probably would have just let you in. He has no problem with letting you in with what you did. You didn't do anything wrong. I feel like you guys would have known that, so I'm throwing it out there. So you guys fill out your paperwork. They give you your locker keys, and you guys are let into this massive ward beneath two massive arcologies on either side. Now, you can't see the arcologies, but they would basically be here. No, here's the starport. Arcology 1 is here, and Arcology 2 is here, and they go up beyond the clouds. And then this thing's under a little dome in between. You guys would kind of be let out where Fountain Park is. And Fountain Park is very unimaginatively named, as it is a park that surrounds a large fountain. Water being obviously a very luxury item. To have a fountain like that, on an arid world like this, is a sign of opulence.
Is it nice water and everything, or is it?
Yeah, no, it's crystal clear water. This place is actually pretty spangly. Despite the building tokens I used for it, and to realize that all of this is obviously notional, this place is shiny, and it does look like the people are quite happy. You do still notice that weird, everybody's in a military-esque uniform, like the kids. The kids are in military-esque uniforms. Some of them are different styles of military-esque uniforms, but they're all like military uniforms. Also, the dome is air-conditioned that you're in. Like, you can tell by looking at it that the outside must be pretty damn warm, but it's a cool 65 degrees inside the Arcology Dome.
How's everyone acting, like all the citizens when they're walking around? I mean, they, I don't know, are they looking really rigid, or are they looking comfortable, or are they, that kind of thing?
But they're very comfortable. This is an everyday thing for them. They're very happy, as far as you can tell, with their surroundings, and it doesn't seem like it's an act, although it does seem like the place is unnaturally clean.
So they're acting very casual right now, is the way I'm trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
Well, boys, we got to find a ship, and ships are usually berthed somewhere. We could, try to find out where it's parked, or we could hit a bar. There's always that option.
Yeah, is anybody smoking? Where's the sneaky, shady bar, the shady alleyways?
So that's a good question. Why don't you give me a streetwise check? It's going to be an average difficulty.
I got a 5 plus 2 is 7. I don't find it.
No, you look for the normal signs of some ne'er-do-wells, and you do not find them. None of your people around.
Makes sense, man. This place is cleaner than a fucking baby bottle.
Man, I can't even find a bar.
Oh, you can find a bar, but they're like umbrella Hawaii bars.
This is kind of scary. It's like almost like a tourist place run by military. It's kind of interesting.
Maybe we we should just get a cab and try to get out of this area.
But didn't that guy say you couldn't leave? We can only be on the
in, right?
Yeah, let's see where the cab will take us.
Like right now, we're around this fountain.
So one thing you will also notice is that you say cab, and then you realize there's no cars. And the pathways that you're walking on are blatantly meant for pedestrian traffic. Like, there's no traffic lights. There's no traffic lines.
There's no fat.
Oh, that's odd.
Everybody walks.
Yeah. Now, does appear in the distance to be a train station. However, the reason you're going to know it's a train station is because of the full military checkpoint with people with assault rifles checking passes to get in and out.
Huh. We'll start walking around first. We can find some cool stuff.
Okay. What kind of cool stuff do you want to find?
Well, I want to find a sign that says "You are here," and maybe a bat
Okay.
to.
So
I want to find the starport, I guess.
it's a very technologically advanced planet. So do you have like your mobile phone with you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have turned that over.
Okay. So you walk up to a kiosk that basically, as a standard piece of technology, you can apply for basically a local telephone plan. And one of the things it will do is it will download the city directory for this ward.
All right. I see this little code right here,
Oh.
and hook up into the system.
It basically is like, would you like full service for 100 credits a month?
I turn to Luca. How long do you think we're gonna be here? That guy said like 6 months, right? I go ahead and I hit the button for $100 a month.
Jones said it might take 6 months to go straight here and straight back. You gotta understand that when he said 6 months, you've been in cryo for like 3 months.
Gotcha. We'll be here for a minute anyway. All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sign up.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean in and say, how do we get that money they said they're supposed to give us?
Amondiage, the government's got something for us. Maybe we gotta check in with somebody local here. I'm looking through the map.
Actually, it's probably one of the things you could do at this kiosk when you're getting your phone set up. You could probably set up your bank information too, because you would need it to pay it. I don't know how much you brought in hard currency. I did suggest in the early sessions that you guys bring some money in hard currency, but I didn't force the issue. But bringing gold coins and shit would spend better than just like the other stuff we've done in the Rift. It's a good idea to have hard currency. With that said, when you sync your phone, it's going to say, hey, you've got 10,000 Amondiage credits available on your personal account. Like, it knows who you are. And each of you will have the same treatment. I'm assuming everyone has a phone.
Sweet. Yes.
Mobile comm.
Well, your GIA package did come with one. So...
Can you cash me out 15 in hard currency? I will take it off my cash on hand.
1,500? 15,000. Okay.
Can I have 5,000 in gold chits? That's all of the money that I have to my name.
Sure.
You were broke, brother.
He's
Still wrapped up.
he's going to go spend it in a casino immediately.
Do we need to select which type of currency we want it back in versus, credit versus gold versus, you were mentioning things spent differently here.
They do. You don't have to specify it, but it makes it easier for me if all of you take your credits in the same format, because I have to manually do it each time.
Yeah, I'll take it in gold fillings that I've pried out of my enemy's teeth.
So I'm guessing gold for everyone then?
You don't gotta rock the gold.
That's right, there we go.
So
All right, rock.
for me.
So
Do some gold then.
I'm assuming you exchanged that back when you were still in Alliance space.
Sure.
Yes.
If it makes it easier.
Yes, it does. Well, it does, because then I don't have to do an exchange rate. All right.
Yeah, but When you start thinking about that exchange rate, Luca's going to take all of his currency and turn it into gold as quickly as he can.
All right. So you said 5,000? No, you said 1,500. That's what you said.
I'm at 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of gold. How are you going to carry that?
I expected it to be like one big chunk. Yeah, that's too much.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 5,000 in gold coins right here, just to give you an idea. Okay? And these guys are about the size of silver dollars. You can do it. You could almost certainly get a duffel bag. It's going to be heavy as shit. But that's 5 grand. Does everyone want to pull 5 grand?
Yeah, just double that. Yeah. Cool.
And what size are these you said?
Like an ounce a piece.
Yeah. All right.
Honestly, compared to gold prices as they are in the US, that's pretty cheap. Like, that's depreciated value.
Gold became less of a commodity when you could mine it anywhere.
Yes, kind of. Its main value now is that they, you actually melt it to make electronics. Alright, so did everyone get the gold coins that they were looking for? So they got some hard currency on their person?
Yeah. So we got 5,000 each. Is that what we did? Looks like that kind of what we did.
It looks like what you guys did. Let me also say that you guys can also get currency and local currency, and I can give you a card. I think I should probably just go ahead and give you a card.
For our 10K.
For your 10K, and you're gonna get extra like per month payments onto the local Amondiage card.
Card sounds very good.
I can't remember how it's spelled. It's an AG. Okay, and in the description, we're going to put 10. Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be seeing this, but in this space right here on the map, there's a shadow of what I assume to be a building, but no building, right?
Here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can see it.
I can see it too. Here, I'll reload it.
Thank you. Okay. Apartments.
Yeah, sometimes it does that when you load a bunch of things all at once.
I don't have caching.
Okay. You guys have gone through the information kiosk. You now have a directory for the city. The buildings that are here are all businesses you could visit. But also, the city's a lot bigger, and I had a limited amount of time. Like I said, I was sick all week, so I didn't get to build out this map as much as it should be. So if it comes to that you're looking for something that I've missed, we're just going to add it in. We're going to do it live. I'm sure people are going to be aggravated that I'm sniffling this whole time, but I took enough Dayquil. Hopefully I won't have a coughing fit.
Okay, we'll do it live.
You want to try to set up a place to sleep tonight, or you want to go try to get that ship back just right now?
I mean, I'd like to see where the ship is. It was big enough that all of us could chill, at the ship, and we don't have to pay for a place to stay. Just as an idea.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
To the might be able to get some information from the brokerage, which is a Travelers Aid Society affiliate, and I am a Travelers Aid Society member, so maybe we can get some information out of them.
Nice. You and I should do the secret handshake.
Well, I'm going to follow you guys.
All right, I'm going to start walking. Looking at my phone. I think it's up here.
Okay, so now the local internet's now in full force, and you guys have a nice little walk through the streets. You see more of the same. everything is pretty shiny and spangly. People seem happy. There's housing and, kids playing and schools, and, it's a pretty clean planet. As the advertisements are coming in, you see advertisements for everything under the sun as the algorithm of the local internet is trying to figure out what it can sell you. So I imagine you guys are flipping through your phones quite a bit. And you come up to a building. It's got several... This is one of the only places you have seen. This place has several black grav sedans in the parking lot behind it.
You said the culture here was different than what we're used to. What kind of culture is it?
So, as you've been walking down the street, one of the things you will notice is that authority here seems absolute. It would be unconscionable for these people to have a Karen, for example, because Karen would be arrested and go to prison and never be seen again. Its authority here is absolute. Is
there any fear that's in their faces or anything?
It's not treated as fear. It's just fact. They've been raised this way since they were born.
Gotcha.
When a law is a law, it's a law. Period. Now, I don't want to make fun of anybody, but it's like Germans on steroids. When there's a rule in Germany, it's a rule. That is the rule. That is just that's what you do, and it's that times 10. And that's a little off-putting to people from the Alliance like you guys, because personal liberty and freedom is a big aspect of where you come from. Here, simply talking back to a police officer is enough to land you in prison. So
this is Dubai. We're in Dubai.
Yeah, actually, that's a great analogy. It's very, very much like that. Well, except they do allow you to drink. So,
okay.
But they also have great reverence for their director, who is obviously their dictator. And he genuinely seems to be trying. Like, there's no starving people, so it's not like North Korea. It is very much like Dubai. Everyone here is pretty prosperous.
We see.
Yes, that is a reasonable assumption to make, isn't it?
Right. Everything is built on the backs of the people underneath it. Okay, so this is the TAS affiliate brokerage. Good call on this place. It's got, you said black, like sedans in the back?
Yep, there are 4 black sedans that have the Valentine brokerage emblem on the doors. They seem to be almost like courtesy cars. Because they're G vehicles, they can go into orbit, and you notice that they all seem to be kitted with a cab that is capable of making atmosphere, or leaving atmosphere, which is one of the advantages of having a G vehicle. On the front, there are 2 blatant entrances. One is a service entrance that is probably for workers or agents or whatever to get in and out. And then there's a big glass door it's got 2 secretaries in the foyer and a big emblem for the Valentine Agency in the middle of the floor. And then on the bottom right hand, there's a tiny little task symbol that's been stamped onto it.
As an afterthought?
Yes. Like, you can kind of tell it was painted on.
Okay. What do these 2 secretaries look like?
Blonde and a brunette. Happy, military-esque uniforms like everyone else, except for everyone who seems to be working for this brokerage. They are wearing, like, Men in Black sedan, or Men in Black SUV kind of suits, like, business suits in black and white. Even the secretaries have earpieces. They blatantly are there to expedite things. And as you guys walk through the door, you're going to feel a familiar EM shimmer as you are scanned by biometric sensors coming through the door.
Oh, shit. That was tingly.
Who's going to walk up first?
Yeah, who wants to do it?
You get the things, man. Go talk to him.
Alright, I'll pull the paperwork out of my pocket. And I walk over to the desk. Hi. How you doing? You having a good day?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. How can I help you?
Me and my buddies here, we're looking for a ship, and I unfold the paper and show it to her. Looking for a ship called the Perfect Stranger. It should be berthed here somewhere on Amondiage. Would you be able to help me out?
Probably. Are you a member of the Traveler's Aid Society, sir?
I am. Yeah, you can look me up. Taylor Boaz.
So you would have a card for that.
There you go.
So you'd hand over your card, she'd scan it, and give it back, and she'd be like, Mr. Boaz. Yeah, you had the look of someone from the Alliance about you. I thought you might be a task member. We are affiliated with the task members, and we offer free services and premium rates on services that aren't covered for your membership. One of the things I can do for you is do a search of the local data net for any information that you need. Any detailed searches will take time, obviously. What you said the name of the ship was the Perfect Stranger?
Yeah, PER. I spell it for her.
Okay. She types diligently in. And after a moment, she's like, there is no ship of that name berthed here, sir. At least not in public records.
I turn around and I look at Luca and roll my eyes. It's hold on.
Can we search by the class of ship?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that. You have anything here that's try to find it. I'm sorry. Luca, save me.
The ship we're looking for? Man, I don't know anything. It's just a little thing that I can just pop up.
We're looking for a Type R.
Type R. Yeah.
Thank you, Luca.
Emergent ship. Sorry, I just went flying. Sorry.
Okay. Well, there's a couple things we can do to find your ship. I can set you up with an appointment with the Office of Trade over at the Starport. They would have a log of any Type Rs and any ships that had filed flight plans to go anywhere else. So if the ship has been taken somewhere else, you'll have a flight plan for it. You do have to make an appointment with them, and the earliest it looks like they would be available would be about 10 tomorrow morning. The other thing you can do is you can check the unofficial registries, meaning you could start scouring the internet to see if the ship's been claimed by anyone or if there's any articles about it. That is a time-consuming thing. I could assist you with it, but to be perfectly honest, you being more familiar with your ship, you're more likely to stumble upon it yourself than have me find it. But I am here to help, and this is one of the free services you can have as part of your task membership. We also offer quarters. They're not luxury quarters, but we offer quarters for your task membership for you and your guests.
Well, go ahead and can you make that 10 a.m. appointment for us, and we'll make sure that we're there. I'm good with staying here, guys, if you're cool with that.
Sounds perfect to me.
Hey, Captain
Works for me.
What to do? He said, make that appointment for me and give me a room.
So, Rex, you haven't mentioned that you have a task membership yet. Do you?
No, I have not.
Do you want to? So right now, they're willing to put you all up. Basically, they'll give you one suite. Because your character, who we really need to get a token for, let me go ahead and make a temporary token for him. Because your character has a task membership, you could actually have your own suite.
I will go in and show her my task membership as well. And ask her if I can get a second room.
Of course. We'll run that right through, and she scans your membership card. Is there anything else that I can do for you guys? I know a wonderful restaurant that's nearby. We also offer various recreation while you're on planet. We do tours of various facilities. There's some spas available.
Do you do any tours of the entire surface of the planet?
The surface is sparsely populated, but we do have some geological sightseeing survey tours that we can do. The grav vehicles make it quite easy to do aerial tours. We are not permitted to drop you off at any archaeology other than this one.
Okay. Is there a do we have any brochures or anything that we can look into, like the sites on the like a map of the surface of the planet?
Of course. And she produces immediately 3 data wafers. She's like, this one has all of our airborne safaris, and this one has all of our, vacation, travel the world packages. And she goes on and on about her, like, these are things you can sightsee and do. She hands you 3 data discs that you can plug into your phone and, go through the different things that are available.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's take a look at that restaurant. You said there's a good one nearby?
Yes, absolutely. There are several. If you would prefer, find it. The Arctic Oyster is the one that's closest to the Administrative Plaza where you'll be going tomorrow. There is also the Madcap. The Madcap is a mushroom-based facility that is a tower that overlooks a dark mushroom farm. Very interesting vibe there. And then we have a number of normal everyday steakhouses and diners. The steak here is probably not what you're used to, but it is quite delicious.
Okay. I think the Arctic Oyster sounds great.
Okay. And she hands you a card. It's got all of the addresses for the places she just listed on it, and walking instructions. You get the impression that everything is walked here.
Yeah, I'm going to tip her. She's done very, very well.
Okay. How much are you going to tip her? And are you going to use the gold coin, or are you going to use your card?
I'm tipping her a gold.
Well, thank you very, very much, sir. And she's going to lean in and slide you another data wafer chip. As you give her that card, she's going to hand you a data wafer, and you're going to palm it.
I wink at her at the same time.
She winks back.
Gentlemen, I think I'm going to get some oysters.
Sounds like a plan.
Is it dinner time or?
I think you can have oysters anytime.
All right.
It's always dinner time somewhere.
Yeah. Once we get to the table, though, I'm going to pull out the tablet and start doing a deep internet search for the stranger.
Okay.
I'm going to, once we get there, start digging through the wafer chips to kind of look at the planet and see if there's anything that looks like a place where we might find our starship.
Okay. As you guys are walking to the Arctic Oyster, you walk past the parade field, and it's about the end of the day, and there is a literal military parade going on. In the smaller field next to it, there's a whole bunch of families and other, spectators who are watching, and it's definitely, it is an actual spectacle, and it seems that it's something they do at the end of each day. And once they break formation, instead of going back to a barracks, the people in the military parade field go meet their families, and they all seem to be going home. So
cool.
The active members of the military don't seem to be put up in military housing in this district.
Yeah, we're not walking through the parade ground while that's all going on.
That is a wise move.
We are going to go all the way around.
I would be very interested to see how I handle a actual arrest of a player in the first session for walking on the grass.
Right? Yeah, I was not. As soon as you said it was parade, and I because I had the characters, so I didn't see it light up as parade field. It's like, oh no. Yeah, we're going around.
Yeah, you had to hold Luca back. Luca doesn't like all of these rules, and he's very uncomfortable. I mean, what are they going to do? Just arrest me and make me disappear? And you keep saying yes!
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen, Luca.
So as you go into the Arctic Oyster, it's not a huge place. It looks like it was probably one of the earlier buildings that was in this particular ward. And it's full of old hardwood tables and yellow light, and an actual oyster bar that is quite fantastic if you like oysters. And there is actual beer taps at the tables.
Now this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is the way you do it. Beer taps at the table? My gosh.
You miss out on the getting to talk to a waiter, though.
I don't know.
Well, the waiters still
Gives us
come
a
by
chance to have our discussions.
to take your orders, because what they'll do is they'll set up a spread at your table. Like, you can go up to the bar, where they'll take the center of the table and they'll just, you pick on the menu what you want, and they bring full plates of it. It's all you can eat.
All right, so we're gonna order a bunch of stuff, and then we'll pour over the information from our comps.
Sweet. Everybody roll to see if you get food poisoning.
Oh, great.
Roll 2d6. If you get 2 1s, you're going to get food poisoning.
A 1 and a 2.
2 5s.
2 4s.
So for Kizik, it's not quite food poisoning, but he's got the bubble guts. Okay, so let's go with who's doing what research.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the research on the planet itself and all the aerial views and whatnot, and start digging through those.
It's a lot of info. It's going to take quite some time. First, roll a d6 to see how many hours that's going to take, and then give me a electronics computers roll.
It'll take me 5.
That's a lot of hours, but, you know, people have been known to stay at oyster bars for 5 hours.
Alrighty. Computers, I have a 0 in. And computers is intellect or education?
It's going to be education.
Alright, 12.
Okay, 12's pretty good. With a 12, you get a pretty good working of the fact that the planet is very sparsely populated, except for the megacities that are the arcologies. There's several of them. It's also, with the exception of this ward, most of the wards that are not part of the proper, skyscraping arcologies that are spires into the sky are the working class people. And the government has basically done its best to try to make everyone's life as comfortable as possible, but there is a gap, obviously, between the people living in the clouds and the people living on the ground. But as far as you can tell, these people have been brainwashed since the day they're born to believe, that this is the optimal way of life. And in truth, you've seen a lot of dictatorships, and this one isn't as terrible as it could be. You wouldn't want to be a radical in this society, but as long as you toe the line, things are pretty comfortable. Also, they have a democratically elected council that advises the director, and there is a sort of almost power balance there. As far as you were asking about something to do with the ship too, right?
Yeah, like if there's any like any of the outer, if there's any uncharted kind of settlements or places where somebody could hide a ship.
Almost certainly. 90% of the planet.
Sweet.
Who's next? That's going to take him all night. Until last call.
I'd like to go through I'd like to find the subreddit that is cool ships.
Cool ships?
I'm looking for the perfect.
Here. Oh, wait, no.
Stranger.
You haven't rolled yet. Go ahead and do your roll. You might fail miserably.
Mine too takes 5 hours, but I also got a bubble gut thing going, so.
Okay. And what'd you roll?
8 plus 2
10.
is a 10.
So while sitting on the toilet, you find this article.
Is this a thing that happened? I'm gonna send a text. I'm not leaving, but I'll say, hey, it looks like it's flying. Maybe we can make an appointment.
This doesn't mean that it's currently flying. This is like
Yellow Pages.
yeah, it's like it's a Yelp basically.
So somebody traveled on the Perfect Stranger, and then gave it 1 star.
Said it's
Okay. Can you, Luca? Can you message Sam G and just get the story? See if he'd want to share that story with us.
So you're gonna see also that there's a ton of comments attached to this article.
Oh yeah.
And as you scroll through, you'll find that while not everyone posted, there were plenty of people who agreed. This ship's been making the rounds here for a little bit, and the crew is surly. They don't care about passengers. They don't seem to care about repeat business, which you guys knowing what they were doing.
Yeah, they're fucking GI agents. This is a good cover.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't care whether or not these people are happy. They probably didn't really want them on board, but it's a great cover.
Yeah. So I wonder if they had a steward. Probably not. If everybody was like, "No, this is a 1 star." Okay, so it says that they were flying in the Amondiage cluster, right?
That's where you're at.
What else is here in the Amondiage cluster?
Well, let's look over here at the map. So there's 4 planets that are directly 1 jump apart from each other. You've got Saint Denis, Achille, Amondiage, and Acadie, all side by side. Saint Denis is a colony of sand steer.
Oh.
Amondiage,
Right.
Acadie is a colony of Amondiage. And I think Achilles independent, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'm going to look it up real quick while you guys chat amongst yourselves.
Luca's been in the bathroom for a really long time. I hope he's okay.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah, for real. Watched
Just
himself.
playing on Yelp.
Somebody said that I couldn't eat that whole lemon. I showed them.
Okay, so the people who colonized Achille are from Sandsteer, but it's not technically a colony of Sandsteer. It's a very small colony of people who are religious and noble and have a very special, very limited culture. But most places ignore it. You'll notice that it has a class starport, which is pretty much as low as it can go, and a level 9 technology level.
Not a great place to stop. If any place was backwater yokels, it's a kill.
Yes.
Okay, but Amondiage and Acadie, is that what it is?
Katie.
Okay, so it's somewhere. Okay, but Saint Denis is Saint Stairs.
Yes.
I'm tracking that.
You can still have traffic back and forth. It's also,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you guys have been sitting in here. Oh, I should have mentioned this. So now that you're in a bar, of course in a bar, there's going to be TVs. The network news for the TVs is constantly about war and how they're on the brink of war and how Sandsteer and Saint Denis have been just so ridiculously, they've provoked at every turn, and there's unrest on Saint Denis, and Amontage tried to send peacekeepers there to, just help out all the poor people who need help, and they were turned away by a fleet at Sandsteer while the pirates were ravaging the planet, and there's a lot of saber waggling going on. Somebody is really messing up the audio. Like, somebody's really fucking up. It looks like it's probably Rex. Blowing into the mic or something. You might want to mute. So, sorry, that completely derailed me. Let me go back to what I was doing.
My apology.
All good. Happens to everybody. Need that button, and then I need that button. There we go. Okay, so it's important that you know that, like, on the local TV news and the locals, of course, there's so much spin in the story. You guys are worldly enough to understand that you are hearing a very scripted narrative being fed to these people. But it is very much in the we're the good guys and everyone else are the bad guys, and we may have to fight for our very existence.
I've heard that rhetoric before.
Yes. So it's very it's a propaganda thing, and it also fits in with some of the things that you see around. So like the parade field, you saw those soldiers and they were all going home, and that was militia training for the regular citizens.
Right.
Like every citizen is a reservist. And you also see advertisements and shit like that.
I put a token up for home steel if you want to use it.
Okay. I do.
While he's sitting on the toilet and everything, can I look at this data wafer that I grabbed from the lady in the Valentine?
Yes, you can. Pop that in your phone. Very first thing that it says is, "My name is Stacy, and here's my comm number."
Ooh, Stacy.
The other thing that it says is that it says you have the right to claim this ship, and nobody in Amondiage or Acadie is going to want there to be an incident, including outsiders. They really want to maintain good relations with everyone. If you find that you're having trouble finding your ship, come back and call me, and I can do an investigation. I can ask my boss, and I will gladly come help you. Might be fun to have an adventure. And she got a little winky emoji there. But she's given you contact info and basically said, if you need to take this further than your appointment tomorrow, I would be happy to help you.
Nice. Real nice. So he's got diarrhea and I've got a date. This is working out.
I had just walked out of the bathroom, made it back to the table. I had that like white flushed look on my face. And I hear, "You've got a date," and I go, "Oh!" And I just run back away.
Luca, it's... Oh, okay. Well, Aiden? Holmes? What are you guys working on?
I'm kind of goofing around looking on my tablet here. Just kind of interested about the area that we're in right now. Interested to see if there's any type of civil unrest or underground, or usually places like this usually have something else going on that's not necessarily something that you can see on the surface.
Okay, how are you going about looking for that?
Just tablet searches, internet searches, through news articles, things like that. See if there's anything coming up.
Okay. Give me
Yeah, so just... Sorry.
Go ahead.
To clarify, they are... Amondiage is on a knife's edge, right? But who's the enemy for Amondiage? Sandstare?
Sandstare, Saint Denis, and Joyce are in an alliance, and Amondiage and Colchis, and I think Newholm are on the other side of that. Colchis is trying very hard to remain neutral. Amondiage is obviously the most aggressive. But they sent a peacekeeping force to someone else's colony, so you can read between the lines.
Yeah, I've played Civ 5. That's what you do when you try to take them over.
So. Oh, Nyburn. Newaburn. They are with the Amondiage. They are the other one. They are another full-blown dictatorship, but so all those searches that that Aiden's doing, they don't say anything about any unrest on Amondiage. However, there are several articles about the open rebellion that's going on Newaburn. Newbayern. That's how I'm going to pronounce that. It's right here. I'm probably butchering it.
New Bayern. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. Newburn is nice. I like that one.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You, depending on how... so roll a d6 and see how many hours you spend doing your searches there, Thodubs.
Ooh, 6 hours.
You're not actually going to spend 6 hours, because after hour 3, your internet's going to mysteriously stop working.
Ooh. Hmm. Hey guys, my internet's kind of out over here on my tablet here. You guys have internet still, or is it just me?
I'm gonna check.
Everyone else is working fine.
Yeah, mine's still good.
Oh, okay. That's I must have been looking at something I shouldn't have been looking at.
You get a text that says reception in the bathroom is pretty good.
That's the other thing, is all your other services will still work. You can still call and text. All of its native features are still working. It seems like it's blocked at the router for web access.
Yeah, it's very interesting, guys. I think I'm getting squashed by the environment.
The restaurants cut you off?
I don't know if it's the restaurant or what. I'm kind of leaning in close to you guys, kind of whispering this, but I don't know if this is like some type of a government control thing or.
I mean,
what,
some of the commercials...
It's just kind of odd.
Some of the commercials would have said stuff to the effect of, look at all the great benefits you get, from being protected by the director, and one of the things they're going to list is the fact that all the internet services are controlled and provided by the government for free.
Yeah, we're definitely being monitored on these, so I'm going to have to be a little more careful about what I search for on my tablet if it ever comes back up or connects back to the internet. But you guys might want to be careful also.
I'm gonna immediately look for dirty websites. Does this planet have any?
You're talking about, like, porn?
Yes, yes.
Yes, of every imaginable variety.
Oh, okay, good. The government's not that bad.
Well, I'm not going to say every imaginable variety. They're going to have some standards. Just because I find it personally offensive, and I can't even imagine a dictator allowing it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Nice.
You guys getting these ads about the new diarrhea medicine? Or is that just me?
Yeah, that's just you. I'm getting ads for a nice getaway for two, like couples retreats. That's weird.
Yeah, the only thing I'm showing up for me is I just, how awesome the government is.
Okay, I'm looking through travel brochures, so don't feel bad.
Huh? You've got all sorts of sky tours, and because you were the one that said, no, it was Thodubs that said something about doing engineering in the shipyard, didn't he? If you had said anything about the shipyard, you would have also gotten all sorts of, like, we have spaceborne habitats you can stay in if you're going to work at the shipyard, and look how nice they are. Cheap housing. Okay, so you guys have dug up some information. Is there anything else you guys want to do? I would also like to point out that the reason I've restricted you to a D6 is because as the 6th hour rolls up, you guys start getting the waiters coming around saying, all right, last call, and you guys are like, it's only like 10 o'clock. And they're like, yeah, but curfew's 11.
Oh shit, curfew.
Oh man. I'm interested in trying to get the internet fixed on my tablet here. What's going on with this? I mean, do I need to talk to somebody around here? Or, I mean, what's happening?
So the waiter looks at your tablet and he's like, what are you waiting? And he sees the error code. He's like, oh, I'm sure it'll start working again real soon. And he scampers off as quickly as he possibly can.
Hey, that was a little odd, wasn't that, guys?
Shit.
Maybe we need to get out of here before curfew. I don't feel like being on the streets.
I was going to ask him a couple questions, but yeah, maybe we should get back to the Valentine brokerage.
Good call.
That way we don't, we're not late for any reason.
All right, I paid the tab, which must be pretty big.
It's not that bad, actually, because you swiped your task card. It basically comes out to about $10 a person.
For all day, I tip really good.
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, the Traveler's Aid Society cards are pretty valuable.
All right, let's start making our way back to the Valentine.
I mean, it's
Are
just
like the
grass.
street lights on, or
Yeah, street lights are on once again, implacably clean. You will notice that almost everyone is either on their way home or arriving home, or is in a militia suit and carrying an assault rifle.
no kids out?
Oh.
huh?
There are no children out now. Well,
there any kids out
maybe the
when we were-
maybe the occasional child like tagging behind their mom as they rush home, but there's no kids playing or anything.
Are there any
Every-
type of warning signs or anything like that going off the fact that we're getting closer to curfew or warnings or anything like that?
It depends on how long it takes you to get back. If you guys are just taking your time getting back, then you would get to within 30 minutes or so of the actual curfew, and there would be, like, there's a PA system for the entire arcology that just in a very soft voice beeps and says, curfew is in 30 minutes. If you don't think you'll be able to arrange to be home by 30 minutes, please talk to your local peacekeeping officer.
The time is very late.
So
All
you,
right, well, if all of you guys are good with it, yeah, let's go inside.
you guys get back. You've got 2 suites on the upper floor of the brokerage. They're not huge, but they're not bad, especially considering they're free with your cards. You'll find that there's small mini fridges stocked with snacks and alcohol, and there's numbers for all sorts of services, but there's also a note that says, hey, there's no staff. You know, it's not a real hotel. So if you need anything, please call these numbers, and Taylor will notice that he's got Stacy's number is been like scribbled onto his.
Hell yeah. I don't want to come off too desperate, so I'm not going to message her, but I guess there's no getting, like, late night room service or something delivered because curfew means all the businesses are shuttered.
Yep.
So, do you guys want to get together, maybe play a round of cards, or do some drinking, maybe discuss what's going on?
Sounds good with me. Kind of figure out what we need to do and go from there, I guess. But yeah, that's good for me.
I'd like to search my room to see what's in, like, if there's any, like, listening devices or anything like that.
I need 2 minutes. I gotta take another dose of Dayquil. I'll be right back.
Sweep for bugs?
Yes.
I do like the bug sweeping idea.
Especially since we just got one of our internets turned off.
Yeah. Well, I bet
Although-
all our phones are bugs.
Yeah, our tablets are that. That's exactly what they are.
You signed up for $100 a month, so that's a good price.
Paying to get spied on. Ah,
It's a terms and agreement. That's where I get you.
It's just
I
like
mean,
real
that's
life.
an amazing business plan. You pay us, we watch you.
that's us paying for the service, right? For them to watch us.
Yeah.
work.
Protection.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's happening all around us every day.
gonna protect us from ourselves.
All right, so this planet, Amondiage, is kind of like our enemy, right? Like we're the CIA for the Galactic Alliance, and out here in the Reft, these little island planets are important to us. So we don't want there to be like war. So them being like so on edge, high strung, it's kind of upsetting. Wonder if we can do anything about that.
Like,
Probably look into, like, what their reasoning, like, why they're...
No, just like start a misinformation campaign that like, no, everything's cool. There's no need to fight. All good here.
You're also just trying to figure out what's going on. The
That's
lady
true.
says the ship wasn't on here, but the most of the people came back from here, or were shipped out of here.
The
Where's
two
this?
dead
Where's this
people.
ship actually? Oh, are they both dead?
Well, so the two crew members that they found, they were shipped from Amondiage. So that was, I guess, last known location of them. The bodies.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the reviewers.
Oh,
Guys on
yeah.
Yelp.
Well, so let's look at this Yelp review now that we're all together. This Yelp review says the Amondiage cluster is like where this thing seems to be working, the Amondiage cluster these days. So that means that they're around. Like, they're not like on the other side of the reft. So we got that going for us. But we do have this appointment tomorrow at 10 that we might be able to find out where it is, or where it was, or last known trip plan. But then
No,
we're
I
going to
see.
have a problem of getting off this planet if it's not here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, they were pretty upfront about saying, if you guys want to be a star crew, you just gotta do these things.
True.
Or
Yeah, we
they
haven't
wanted us
checked
to
out.
work.
Maybe we can hitch a
There's
ride with somebody.
probably,
going.
or there's some information at the shipyard, the starport.
The Traveler's Aid Society also exists to provide you with the ability to get from planet to planet, and like that's what they're for. So it's worth keeping that in mind. Also, sorry about the break. I still have that cough, and I'm trying to not do it on the stream.
We appreciate that. All right. Well, you guys have anything else?
Is there anybody else in the building? Can we get a different game of cards going?
You want to keep losing to your brother?
No, you got that girl to call.
I'm not calling her tonight. I don't want to look desperate.
I mean, she's maybe. Oh man, she's trying to honeypot you. She's gonna turn you on us and tell you're gonna tell us how good this colony is.
This place is weird. Like, you don't catch that
You won't let me-
underlying vibe.
You won't let me walk on the grass. All I want to do is go play in that field.
That field means you go to jail if you touch that field.
Do you think they poisoned me at that restaurant because they knew I wanted to walk on that field?
Could be. I mean, I thought you liked oysters. You saying you like ate a bad one? Mine were all great.
I mean, I might not ever eat an oyster again.
Yeah, right now they're testing your feces to get more information about you.
There was more oyster than feces the second half of the 3 hours.
Ah, oh, I feel sorry for the guys. Got to clean that up. So
Did you just keep eating them? Like,
They brought him to him in the bathroom.
I saw him
this
take
is
a plate
service.
back there with him. I mean, it was terrible.
I don't think it was the oysters. I think you didn't wash your hands.
Oh,
Oh man, that's on the half shell. You just wipe it and then you drop it back in.
You know what stinks about this place, though, for real? There's no helicopters.
Yeah, how do we get our helicopter?
Hey, I got a question for you guys too. Like, there's no roads around here, or cabs, or cars, but yet the task thing actually has vehicles. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, those are grab vehicles. They're like taxis to space.
Well, I know, but you don't see any more of those around, though. You know, it's kind of interesting.
You guys would have seen one or two.
Not too many other people need to get to space.
It's a walking city.
Too good about talking about how good their city is.
But it's one of the things that I wanted to point out with the roads is like the city was designed so you wouldn't need a car.
Any public transport?
Yes.
Yeah, the train, right?
There's fantastic public transport. Like, you can also see, like, when you go to the arcology stations, you can see that there's, like, these turbolift elevators, and if you have to go from one side of the ward to the other, there's going to be, like, an underground tube you can get to that just zips you to the other side real fast.
I assume all of that is courtesy, right?
Yep, everything's free.
Hey, I want to go to the computer store tomorrow.
Yeah, me
Fine.
too. Go check out what's over there.
He needs a new phone.
Can I message Sam G while we're hanging out here?
Sure, you can find them on the local internet. Give me a computers electronics roll.
Sweet.
What time are you guys going to get some sleep?
About 10 o'clock.
It's already way past 10 o'clock.
Then I'm going to go to bed.
Curfew was 11.
Oh, that's right.
So we got back at 11? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go to sleep after we drink a little bit. Oh.
Okay. So I'm not going to make anyone roll for fatigue then, if everyone's going to get a good night's sleep, but that is a thing that you guys should be aware of. Keep in mind. Technically, you can go... there's a formula for it because it's Traveler, so of course there's a formula for it, but I think it basically is based on your endurance. And I think it's your endurance number, like your actual number, not your modifier, plus 24 hours you can go, I think, before fatigue really becomes an issue.
Endurance plus 18.
Plus 18. There you go. So, you know, just keep that kind of thing in mind because fatigue is a real thing that will really affect your stats.
-2 to all checks.
The control
So-
F is strong with Mr. Kizik. That's why I like him.
I think he knows.
Yes. Well, I keep sending him the books and he keeps like keeping them on tabs. Like I feel like he's actually got like a hotkey where he opens them all simultaneously.
I have 4 PDFs open
Uh-huh.
and 4 different quadrants of my screen.
He's got me beat.
Yep. I'm the GM and
got 4.
he's got me. No, he's got me tied. I have 4 open as well. But I'm the GM, and one of them is the module, so...
Oh, I'm sure Kizik's got the module.
I've just hacked into your monitor so I can see all 4 of yours as well.
Yes, that's
Right.
called Twitch.
Team share. Oh, yeah, switch. That's right. All right, so, yeah, let's get some
Sleeping.
sleep. Wake up. I'm going to shower.
Okay.
Shit, shower, shave.
So, you'll notice that when the alarm goes off, you know, you can see people already on the street. It seems that they are allowed to wake up like at 4 in the morning, which is way earlier than you got up. So curfew isn't actually for all that long.
I wonder when it starts back up again. I guess 4? Damn, it's early.
We got a 10 a.m. appointment though.
Yeah, I'm getting ready.
Okay. There's a equivalent of a continental breakfast down in the lobby. The girls are already down there, and as you walk down there, there are 2 gentlemen in the normal suits that you've seen everyone wearing, but both of them are wearing long overcoats, which, since you're in an arcology and it does not rain, would strike you as odd. One of those overcoats is a dark brown, and the other is a black. And as you come down to the office, or come down to the reception area for the continental breakfast, they're going to try to be like, "Gentlemen, I'm sorry I wasn't here to meet you. I'm Tychus, and this is my partner, Connor. We run the Valentine Brokerage, and I understood you came in last night on a task referral."
Yes, that's true.
So,
Tychus and what?
Connor. So he points the guy. So the brown jacket is Tychus, and the other guy is Connor. And he's going to. Tychus is going to say, "So, I understand you're looking for a ship, and you may need some resources if, depending on how your meeting this morning with the Trade Authority goes."
Yes, that's true.
I just wanted you to know that while the tasks, the Traveler's Aid Society only provides certain hands-off measures, the Valentine Brokerage specializes in expediting things here within the islands. I founded this business to help people from the Alliance do business here. That is the point of this organization. And I found it to be a very rewarding experience. A lot of free traders and completely legitimate businessmen from the Alliance come through and rely on my services from time to time, as I suspect you may as well. And he holds out his hand for you to shake it.
Oh, I'm gonna get all up on that.
Okay. So he shakes your hand. He, turns to each of you and, does a little, head nod and hi, how are you, and stuff like that. And he leaves you with the data wafer's equivalent of his business card, and says, "Hey, if you have any trouble after your meeting, you just give me a call."
Thank you, Mr. Tychus, Mr. Connor.
Yeah, so Mr. Connor he's as you guys were having that conversation, he stepped away and he's helping what are obviously some other off-worlders. You see two middle-aged people. They're dressed like you are. You're assuming they're from the Alliance. And halfway into the conversation, a little girl is taken out of another car and runs up to them, and it's obviously like a family reunion, and Mr. Connor, puts them into one of the grav cars and then leaves with them.
Huh. I won't say anything, but that's adorable.
Well, they were definitely being reunited for some reason. You can use your imagination as to what that may be. If you ask, they're not going to... It's going to obviously be a confidential thing that they wouldn't say anything about.
Yeah, I respect the shit out of these guys. Oh, I wonder if they're hiring. Luca, this is the kind of people we should work for. I know that we already have jobs and everything, but
Completely legitimate jobs. Completely legitimate business jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You think they pay in gold?
I don't know. Maybe we ask this Tychus fella if he pays.
We got a meeting to get to. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm gonna shovel a bunch of eggs into my mouth and say goodbye to Stacy.
Stacy's going to hand you a piece of actual paper, and on it she has several notes where you are meeting with a man named Alan Collins, and he is the main shipping administrator who logs all of the out of the cluster ships that come in and out of the port, and he's already been briefed on your ship and says he has something for you.
Oh shit, cool. This meeting could be an email. All right, we're gonna head over to meet Alan Collins.
Okay. So you walk over to the administrative plaza. The administrative plaza is another parade of propaganda, is basically what it is. So as you walk through these main doors, there's actual main battle tanks inside the building with like red rope around them.
Shit.
They're fucking spotless. They're painted white, for crying out loud. And there's huge banners hanging from third story ceiling, and all these super high-tech looking consoles that you guys are from the Alliance, so yes, okay, for where you are, they're very high-tech, but they're nothing special coming from where you're coming from. It'd be like if you came across an old 1990s computer center that was meant to look fantastic at the time, and in the 90s it would have been fantastic, and you look at it now in the 2020s and you're like, I mean, yeah, but CRTs, guys, what the hell. So you guys go up to the secretary and you ask for the right guy, and this Alan guy, he meets you and he's like, hey, so I need to see your paperwork for the ship, and I need you to fill out some paperwork for me, but I do have a flight plan for the Perfect Stranger, but more importantly, I have a impound report for the Perfect Stranger.
Impound?
Yes, if
sure.
If I could just get all this paperwork sorted out, I'd be happy to fill you in on it. I just need to validate that you are actually the legal owners.
Pull the paperwork out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who has an administrative score? Because the paperwork you did in the starport was Sesame Street compared to what this guy's pulling on you. The legalese of this is going to require at least a 0 in advocate or admin to wade through without any hiccups.
I have a 0 in advocate.
Oh man, I gotta add a 0 too.
Okay, why don't you guys tag team it?
Yeah, we put our heads together, and I'm like, all right, so perfect stranger, type R, right?
Yeah, that's a type R thing. It's the red one.
The FEIN right here. Oh my god, what a shitty roll. I rolled a 4. I have a 0 in admin, but my intellect kicks it up to a 6.
Technically, it's education.
Okay, that's a 0. Nope, it's a 1. So it's a
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Does he get a boost from me, or do I roll it myself?
I'll go ahead and roll it. And what we're going to do is we're going to average it.
I've got a advocate skill too. Can I help them as well?
No, you idiot. You gotta read it right here. It's, yeah.
I rolled an 11.
Do you have a
I've
higher
got a-
score than they do?
Yeah, it's a 0, just like theirs.
Same here in Advocate.
All of us are putting our heads together.
I must have imported the wrong sheet for you, Rex. I don't see your advocate
Yeah,
filled
that
out,
was
but
the
you
first one I sent you.
yeah, but you should definitely have it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, everybody can do a roll at their 0 level, and we'll average them all out. What did Kizik get?
12.
Oh, well. As long as these guys don't flub it too hard, you're in pretty good shape.
I got a 3.
Oh, you're in trouble.
11.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I think that averages to passing. Human calculator.
When I said help, I meant the other guys.
You told me where to put my signature.
It turned out that was where the other guy was supposed to sign.
Right.
I thought he pointed it in the thing and said, "Hey, look, paper."
Okay. I'm going to take that as an average of pass. Surely Kizik would have piped up by now and told me I was wrong if I was wrong. Okay, so you guys, it takes all 4 of you to fill this out. And the administrator is, he wants it filled out. He's being very strict about it, but he's also, he's obviously trying to be helpful. But, he cannot not have this paperwork filled out properly. There will be consequences. So, once you're done filling it out, he turns over several pieces of paperwork to you, including an Amondiage verified deed saying that you are the legal crew of the Perfect Stranger, which is currently impounded on a Katie.
Sorry, we're new here. That's one sector over.
It's our colony. It is a jump one away. You'll have to arrange transport to get there, and then you will have to deal with the administrators there because, as I understand it, though I don't have the exact numbers, there is a significant impound fee. It has been racking up for many months now, docking fees.
Man. How much do you know?
I have no clue. I know it is significant enough to be in the report, which means it's probably a lot.
That's wonderful.
And I just signed this thing. Are we all 4 in on this ship? So it's like a
Yeah.
ship share thing?
So the way the paperwork is written is you are representatives of the legal owners. So there's a holding company that is obviously a GIA front that owns the ship, and they have sent you as their representatives to take possession of the ship. But the paperwork you have gives you basically free. You can do whatever you want with it. It's
Right.
your ship, but it's not you. You don't own it.
Did they by chance send us any extra cash for the impound fee?
No.
I know.
Okay.
Is our Amondiage credit good in your colony, Acadia?
Absolutely, of course. You'll find that our credit is taken in every reputable system in the cluster.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Well,
Come on, man. Who
I'm
are you
gonna
talking
plan-
to?
I'm gonna plan on pulling out my 10,000 from my card. Take it with me because it doesn't transfer instantly, right, over to the other planet.
That is correct. However, any ship that takes data packages with it will take your account balance with it. So because data and people travel on the same ships.
Ah, okay. So we could take data with us then, right?
Yes, and your bank statement, like you could have digital currency because you're going from the capital planet to a colony. You'd be relatively safe keeping your currency digital there. But if you, say, wanted to go to Saint Denis, pulling hard currency would be a very good idea.
Track it.
Is it another law level 9 city?
So the guy that has been filling out the paperwork, you see he was writing something and his pen stops when you say that. And he very slowly looks up at Luca, and he says, so if you are going to go to Acadie, and he looks around his office in particular corners where what you thought were motion detectors were, and you realize now might be something other than motion detectors. He's like, it's going to be an interesting trip, and you're going to want to mind your personal safety. And then he starts scribbling really fast again.
I lean in to say, I don't know if I signed that page or not, and I drop a gold credit in the crevice of his book.
Ballsy. Shoot you.
Do you need a deception dexterity? Uh-oh.
What happened to him? Is he muted?
I am muted. Oh my god, I've been explaining so much dumb shit. So when you slipped that coin into his book, he gave you a glance like, thank you, but I really can't say any more. And he's like, when you get that close, you realize he's almost shaking. Like, he's said as much as he can say.
I know not to push him too far.
He's like, let me fill out one last little bit of paperwork and I'll send you on your way. And he starts scribbling something down on another piece of paper. And he hands you back a set of forms that are basically like docking procedure papers. He's going to hand them to Kizik, unless Kizik doesn't want them.
No. Oh, come on. The fire guy.
Oh, you're the pilot.
Yeah, I need to know these docking procedures.
You got it.
Okay. And then now you guys have your legal paperwork and you know where the ship is.
It's on Acadia. Acadie.
Acadie. It is 2225. It is a Type C starport, tech level 9. Normally, law level 6. Or sorry, normally law level 3. Currently, law level 6.
Some shit going down.
Yeah. So, at some point, I'm assuming Luke is going to look at that paperwork he was handed.
Yeah, once we're outside in a nice safe spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna find like an outside table.
Okay. Yeah, there's going to be certain rests, because everyone walks from point A to point B, there's plenty of spots to sit down that are just like, you know, they're almost like bus shelters, but they're for resting instead of waiting for a bus. You should pop it open. It's normal docking procedure paper. It wouldn't normally be part of this kind of packet. And as you flip through it, there's an extra page, just a blank piece of paper, where it says, currently the miners on Acadia are in a state of unrest. The government doesn't like to talk about it, even to its own civilians, and they certainly don't want outsiders knowing about it. However, they will be polite and cordial with you as you legally have the right to go take the ship. Be careful. There have been kidnappings and all sorts of other things involving outsiders. I just wanted to warn you because you were so nice, but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
I I lean in and say, "Hey, these are some spicy directions. Looks like there's a rebellion on that planet. Nobody can talk about. So maybe the rebels. No, the government still has a ship because they got the invoice to say, hey, we owe them a bunch of money. You think the ship?
So the locals on Acadia are restless, rowdy.
Very specifically says the miners have like openly rebelled against the
Adults. Oh yeah. Well, everything's shit. Could be walking into something dangerous. I hope I can get my gun on Acadia.
You would know that law level 6 would mean no firearms. Stunners, well, no firearms except shotguns, which I don't know why it works like that. That's one of the strangest things about Traveler, but basically stunners and shotguns and no armor either. Pretty much everything that you would use as armor except Jack is banned.
All right.
Well, we need to. You want to go talk to the Valentine guys, or you want to go to the computer store?
I mean, you guys wanted to go to the computer store, right? We can go do that.
Yeah. I mean, tech guys like to know things, and if we can find a shady tech guy, that might be the way to do it.
Okay. You guys are walking through the streets. There's more or less the same propaganda stuff you've seen. You will notice that the antique knife, as you walk by it, in its windows are sabers and cutlasses, which, as far as you know, are not allowed on this planet.
Hey guys, we might want to go check out that antique knife place too.
I mean, it's probably for ceremonial military stuff.
Well, I don't know. We could still go check it out and just out of curiosity just ask some questions maybe. I don't know.
All right. You and I want to go over there while they check out computers and stuff?
I'm good with that.
Can I have your
Sure.
phone? You're the one who wanted a whole new phone.
Oh yeah, here's my phone. Got to tell them to fix this thing. Yeah, if they can do anything quote unquote special to it to keep it non-traceable, that would be great too. But anyway, here you go.
Your phone is a tech level 10. With a intrusion software suite on board.
I was not going to give that phone to the computer guy.
Okay.
I
Well,
was just going to buy him a new phone at the computer station.
Amondiage is tech level 10. Actually, no, it's more than that. A is the starport. C is the tech level. C is tech level 12. So they would be able to work on it if you wanted them to. Okay, who wants to go first?
Let him buy a knife.
Okay.
Walk into the antique.
You guys walk into the antique store. The antique store is an antique store, but it does seem to specialize in much more martial things than are normal. There are actual plate and mail armor suits, like knight suits, in here. There are a variety of swords and sabers in here, maces and such like that. There are all sorts of, old antiques and martial equipment.
Is there a guy behind the counter?
There is an old, let's see, this is Amondiage. So there is an old Middle Eastern looking man behind the counter.
Hey, how you doing?
Well,
Store here.
hello, welcome. You don't seem to be from around here.
Nope.
We're just passing through at this point. Just looking around here. You got, man. Oh, I'm like going over and looking at a very cool ceremonial looking blade.
Okay. Yes, that is a cavalry saber, from Old Earth. It used to be that, people on our home world from long, long ago used to ride animals called horses, giant beasts of burden, and they would use these sabers to lop heads off of their enemies as they rode through them. Very, very vivid stuff. I have some holovid recreations of some of it that are quite entertaining if you're interested.
Oh yeah, what's one of these things worth?
Oh, these are all replicas. We create them here. Per standard, they have to adhere to certain restrictions. None of these blades are sharp, for legal reasons, for public safety reasons, and the armor is far thinner than you would normally have wanted for the era. But other than that, it's all quite authentic.
Really? Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a look around and.
Of course.
Aiden, you see anything you like?
Now I'm kind of looking around. I'm checking out, see if they have any like daggers and stuff like that, or just like Bowie knives. Trying to see what they have, but of course I'm trying to look at the quality too to see if these are, if they're really just these, artificial, blade knives. Then I'm not too terribly interested. I'd really be interested to see if they had anything that would be more real in stock.
In the showroom that you're in right now, there's nothing that looks like that.
Right. So I'm gonna walk up to the counter guy and kind of ask him, like, hey, you got a lot of great stuff here, but I'm kind of looking for some things that might be a little more functional. You know where I might be able to find something like that?
Since it is incredibly illegal and people go to prison for the rest of their lives for it, that would be a dangerous question to even ask.
Okay, fair enough. Just an outsider. Sorry to be inconvenience.
He gives you a little nod. He's like, it's perfectly understandable that you would feel uncomfortable, as you have probably come from quite a barbaric society and feel the need to defend yourself at all times. But obviously here you would never have such a need. And he cants his head to the side ever so slightly to make you wonder if he's being sarcastic or if he truly believes what he just said.
Okay.
I think the government should be afraid of people.
There you go. All right, well, thank you for your help. We'll just keep on browsing around through here.
Mm-hmm. You guys can both roll a streetwise check while you're in there.
Yeah, I'm going to.
If you don't, I thought you were going to do a psychology style check on him or some sort of deception check on him.
Oh, I rolled.
I got a 9.
Yeah, I got a 9 too.
Okay. You're both certain that this guy is selling at least some kind of functional weaponry. The crap that he's got at the showroom. Yes, a collector may occasionally be interested in buying some of this to put up in his place of business or his home. But, because they do look very nice. They're very ornamental. But it wouldn't keep you on a day-to-day business going. So there's something going on here, but you suspect because you're outsiders, he's not going to want to deal with you. It's too much chance of someone he doesn't know. And he didn't lie to you. He would go to jail for the rest of his life. So you guys aren't worth the risk to him.
Understood.
That place was a bust, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Waiting.
Got some shady stuff going on. At least we know there's something else happening around. At least we know there's some kind of underbelly to this city here, though. Obviously, if he's selling and if he's potentially selling illegal goods, that kind of means, at least that's kind of interesting.
True. I don't know if we want to say that.
Oh no, I just to you whispering as we walk out the door.
Yeah.
All right,
How the others are doing.
Luca and Holmes.
Ding ding.
Hey, dude, how you doing, man?
That's a voice that I was looking to hear. This is why I came in here. Oh man. I'm Luca. I'm just made it to planet, and what's your name, man?
I'm Jason. How you doing, bro?
Nice. So you're the IT guy. I'm not that IT hip. I like to fly planes. But I know that a good computer can help you fix anything.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Sure. Well, what's broken? What do you need?
I pause for a second. I look at him, and I go, "Huh? Have you ever had the internet just stop working?"
On occasion. Yeah, that does tend to happen. It usually comes back in a day or two. It's just them letting you know they're watching.
Yeah. Do you? This might be real dangerous, but you seem like a real cool guy. I'm gonna take a chance. You know, if there's a way they're not watching.
He's like, that's a really expensive question.
We talking like the real credits, or and then I reach into my pocket and I go jingly, jingly, jingly.
He's gonna need like 19 more friends.
I've got friends. Come up behind him and give him the other part of the friends there.
Okay, that's 10. Okay. He's gonna look over his shoulder, flip a few manual toggle switches, and the lights are gonna pop. And when I say pop, several of them are gonna explode. He's gonna be like, that should buy us about 90 seconds. And then he's gonna pull something out of, it's like a little black case with antennas on it. And he's gonna slide it over the desk to you. He's like, if you get caught with that, you didn't get it here. There's a satellite in orbit that just went active. For the next 48 hours, it'll give you unrestricted access to anything on the planet as far as the local holonet goes, and it's untraceable. After the 48 hours, the satellite will start breaking orbit. You might get a couple of additional hours out of it while it's coming down, but it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. I would dispose of that device when that comes along.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely be back, but I'm gonna use all of the time I got on this.
And he's like, oh, and, don't tell anybody where you got that.
I found it.
What?
Exactly. Good people. And about that time, there's like a little like blinking light. He's like, okay, yeah, no, sorry, I can't help you guys. You know, it's, there's just no way around it. Government runs the internet.
Yeah. That's what I thought the whole time too. Oh no, I should probably get something. Do you have a new phone?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And he pulls out a new phone. It's the local version. So you remember back in the day when iPhones first came out and everyone was trying to knock them off? It's like one of the cheap Chinese knockoffs of the iPhone. And he just slides it across the table. He doesn't ask for credits or anything. He just slides it across. He's like, there you go. Look you up.
Yeah, man, thanks. You've been the most helpful ever. And I slide him my datacom.
It's like, yeah, sure, I'll totally use this to contact you.
And we walk out the door real fast and start jogging back to the TAS agency.
Those were wildly different experiences, weren't they?
A little bit.
So as soon as you guys like come out of the antique knife, you look to go left, but you hear like, "Oh, head back to the building, go quick!"
Yeah, we'll chase you down the street. Hey, must be important. Sorry. Meow.
Okay, so you guys jog back to your hotel rooms, getting some good exercise in. Yeah. More of the same on the way there. The receptionist waves as you come through. You get back up to your suite, and what'd you guys say?
Hold on, Stacy. Can we get another meeting with Mr. Valentine? Or sorry, Tychus.
I think that can be arranged. Let me check the schedule real quick. And she starts typing on her terminal, and she's like, he is due to depart on a case at 3 p.m. So you would have about an hour. I can ask him to come up there in probably about 30 minutes.
Perfect.
Just realized that this building is listing. Anyway, so you guys get up to your room. You've got 30 minutes until Tychus shows up.
First thing is what's actually happening on Acadia.
Okay, so you guys can plug. Basically, this is a router directly to a satellite, and it is tied into all of the internet databases that the military uses. So what is actually happening is a good chunk of the population is in open unrest, and Acadia has dispatched actual military troops to go put it down. This happens about once every 5 years, and it's a carrot and stick approach that the government has taken, where they flood the market with super cheap luxury items that make the populace super happy, and everyone who complies gets to, get free flat screen TVs and laptops and shit like that. And everyone who doesn't, when they send the military in and they talk about cracking skulls, it's not metaphorical. It's been very, very heavy-handed. The current director of the colony, which is not the director of Acadia, basically has we're going to use rubber bullets, but you are going to go in shooting philosophy. And that caused the outlying settlements that are not part of the capital city of Acadia to try to take up arms. Normally, that wouldn't be a problem, but someone's been secretly supplying weapons to these outlying colonies, so now the rioters have M16s.
As soon as Taylor comes in the room, we're like, direct tap to a satellite. Acadia's in open revolt. We got 48 hours before it crashes back into the earth.
Are we talking about the planet crashing? What are you talking about?
We got a satellite in space. Our computer guy knew some stuff.
Jesus Christ, that's a little overkill, right?
Also, I need some more gold.
Luca, what are you doing spending all your gold on?
I took a chance and it worked out into my favor. So what's the thing you want to know about this whole city we're on? Like, we've got direct access. Ask some questions.
See what the military says about Tychus, I guess.
And what it says about if it has any more information of why our ship's impounded.
Okay. Those are two separate searches, and they're really finite details. The first thing you asked would have been high-level stuff that would have been easy to find, because it's what they care about right now. The other two are piddly things, so I'm going to make you do a computer's roll for each of those.
Got a 9.
For
The second one that Rex didn't ask. Because he's also down here looking at the computer. He bumped me off after I rolled my 9 to roll his own.
Yeah.
what he
I rolled a 7.
Okay, so what was your question, Rex?
Mine was if it had any specific information on what happened to our ship, why it got impounded.
So if you rolled a 7 plus 1 int, gets you an 8. Or 1
I
plus
rolled a
1
6.
education.
It's education, yes.
Yeah, that the 7's with the +1.
So all the information about the impoundment and the circumstances surrounding it are kept that they're not important enough to take up hard drive space between planets. Like they don't care why it's impounded. There is going to be a record of it on Acadie, but not here. You asked about Tychus. They do have a file on Tychus. Tychus started the brokerage. He doesn't stay exclusively here. He travels between his different brokerages. He's tried to put one on every major planet in the islands, and he's succeeded on most planets. He has done favors for the government that allow him to have a little bit of leverage, but they keep very close tabs on him. He does use force. They suspect he carries his weapons in on his G cards, even though they're strictly prohibited. But the governor of the ward and the director themselves have asked that he not be harassed. So whatever connections he has are significant. If he doesn't openly pull out his gun and shoot someone in the face, the police are probably not going to arrest him.
Does he have a brokerage on Acadie?
He has a satellite office on Acadie.
What about the different armitages on Armistice? No, Armadage.
You said words there, but
What?
none of them made any sense to me.
See, there are the big, tall, towery things. Like, are those all...
Oh, arcology. No, so Acadie has basically a capital city and then a few outlying settlements that are actually like they're prefabs. So they're mining towns that go to a vein, mine it out, and then they break the town down and move. And it's very Old West style out on the frontier. And the main city is the only city.
And right now, all of the miners are actively rebelling.
No, not all the miners. Only about 10 to 20% of the miners are actively rebelling. However, a good chunk of the civilian population are peacefully protesting the worker conditions on the mining towns. They are distinct groups.
Can we confirm that the perfect stranger is there?
You will have access to all the same files you've already been given, but you can confirm that those are in the database. The guy who cleared it for you gave you files saying that it was there.
Trust and verify. I mean, we's GI agents.
I mean, truthfully, as GI agents, you've just been handed a huge intelligence gathering opportunity. The problem you're going to run into is how do you store all this data? Like, if you could take this data back with you, it'd be fantastic. It's why the Perfect Stranger had these special data cores. If you had the Perfect Stranger right now in that satellite connection, you could probably download the entire military infrastructure.
Yeah, we can't fit a lot of stuff on our comms, right?
Nope. I mean, not on this scale. For what they are, for a phone, by our standards, they'd be fantastic. Just terabytes upon terabytes of storage. But for this era, they're not that fantastic.
Can
Can we tell the status of forces of the Amondiage forces on Acadie? Like how many they have?
Not in high level detail, because remember, there's no faster than light communication. So you can tell what they sent. It doesn't mean that's how many they still have or how they're deployed. Basically, a whole battalion was sent to reinforce a garrison that already existed and put at the colonial director, that's the local governor's discretion.
Do they have a guess as to who is backing the rebels?
Lots of guesses.
Do they have a top two? That?
It's not a matter of whether or not you roll for it. I don't think they know. But I will tell you that one of the suspects is the Alliance. Pretty much everybody in the cluster is their enemy.
Sorry, where were we supposed to take? We were supposed to get the data cores and then go back to Jones, but where are we supposed to go?
Jones is set up on Zumfeld. I don't have the map out. I said that at the beginning. There's another map that goes here called the New Islands, and I don't have it out because there's no way in hell you'll possibly make it off this map tonight. So it wasn't a priority when I had to shortcut everything. That just was one of the things that fell off the edge. But in short, there's another map here that goes over here, and you're going to the top left corner, and that is the new home of the Galactic Alliance Intelligence space station they're building. That is going to be their presence in this sector, and if this crew survives and everything goes hunky-dory, it's going to be your home away from home.
I was trying to just take notes.
Yep.
The Z what?
I knew you were going to do that. Did you read the Reft book? Did you read the homework material that I sent home with you?
I did. I can look it up there. Sorry.
Yeah. It's on page 45. It's a whole page dedicated to that planet. And on the map is on page 42. In short, they're an independent world that has a Alliance presence because they are the closest planet in the islands to the Alliance. And having all the Alliance warships and scout ships and everything come and go and offer to protect the planet kind of means they don't need a military. They have a very interesting social system, too.
Well, we got access to this for 48 hours. I don't know if we want to sell access to this and try to get some more money, or use that to find the rebels on this planet. But we got it.
About that time, you get a knock on your door, and that's Mr. Tychus Valentine.
We hide the little raspberry or the pineapple.
Maybe Tychus would want access to this.
I don't know. Do you want to ask him? That's a pretty big ask. We just know you, but we hacked some satellites.
You gonna answer the door?
Yeah, I'll answer it.
Okay. Gentlemen, I'm about to leave on a case, but I heard that you wanted to speak with me. What can I do for you? Did you find your ship?
Hey, we did. It might be on Acadia.
Ooh. I bet I know why you need to talk to me.
Yeah.
So our satellite office is down to a skeleton crew on Acadie. Right now there are... he walks inside and closes the door. There's a little bit of unrest going on Acadie right now. They will allow you to land. They're going to try to pretend like it's not a thing. But the local government is going to be pretty touchy about you guys showing up, especially if you try to walk in heavily armed. On the flip side of the token, they're very much going to want to get that ship off their pad. So That's probably a doable thing. I could arrange for a friend of mine who has a grain transport to take you guys over. That'd be standard accommodations. It's a week in jump space and standard quarters. I think he leaves tomorrow. I'll have to make a few phone calls. You will need to pay for the transport.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do it.
All right.
Can he also arrange to get some weapons on the ground for us?
And
Like a
he's
grain box.
He's not that kind of contract, and I wouldn't ask him if I were you.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't try to smuggle weapons in to that planet right now. If they weren't having the unrest, you actually would probably be allowed to take a good chunk of stuff, and it wouldn't be a big deal. There are guns on the ground, and there are people willing to use them. Normally, Acadia's a lot more free of a world than this one is, even though they're on the same government system. But anytime they have their unrest happen, the government comes down hard, and they won't care that you're outsiders if they catch you with a weapon. So just keep that in mind. If your ship wasn't there, I'd advise you not to go at all, but I understand that the whole point of making this trip from the Alliance was to go get your ship.
As far as like defending ourselves, though, what do you suggest?
Not getting in a position where you need to defend yourself.
Smart man.
He shrugs. He's like, it's not a good situation for you. You could wait until the unrest dies down. Don't know how long that'll be, but your ship will be racking up fees. And I don't know how long it's been there. Do you have your paperwork?
I show him the paperwork.
Oof. So you see this date here, and he points to it's a date that's roughly 2 months away. At that date, if the ship's still on the pad, the government can seize it as salvage.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how much we owe? Like,
no
ballpark?
idea. It varies wildly depending on administration, who's there, what's happened to it. If it's hooked to power and water, it's going to be a significant amount of money. But the problem is that with all of the unrest and stuff going on there's a lot of price gouging on shipping right now. And I don't know if the administrator is going to try and get their own, beak wet, as it were.
Is there a better way than to wet the administrator's beak?
Honestly, you're in the middle of a complicated situation, and I have to work with these people. I don't know you guys, and I don't know what capabilities / risks you're willing to take. I would hope that you would handle this in a civilized manner as much of one as you can. And I can't really help you as much as I think you want me to here.
Luca looks at Taylor. And he goes, do we trust this guy?
You don't say it right in front of me. Tychus looks at him like, what the fuck?
Hey, if hypothetically there was a way to get on like unrestricted internet access here, is that something that's valuable, or just gonna trail off and let it like die?
So which one of you went to see Jason?
Jason.
Yeah, how do you think he gets his satellites in orbit on a planet that doesn't have a lot of G cars around?
Yeah, so that's not helpful to you. We could have just come to you instead.
I could have told you a good deal of the information about what's going on Acadia, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I did say come to me after your appointment.
He doesn't know us, though. He didn't,
He's just
Good to
he
verify information.
just shrugs. He's like, so you need me to call the grain merchant and get you guys set up with rooms? Is that the plan?
Yeah, sounds like it. The perfect stranger's not here, so we need to go there to find it.
Okay. He looks at his watch. He's like, I've got a case. I'm off to Saint Denis, and I'm going to be gone for at least a couple of months. Coordinate with Stacy for anything you need. Actually,
Will.
oh, did you just say that out loud?
I'm just gonna smile.
Okay. All right. You probably get away with that. He's gonna tap on his comm dot for a little bit, and then Stacy's gonna come into the room, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, they're gonna need to be hooked up with staterooms the next time the Rice Maiden goes over to Acadie. And since we're go ahead and booking rooms, book an extra one, and can you courier all of the packages that we need to have taken over there to Acadie, and then bring back the return packages?" And she's, just as cheery and chirpy as ever. She's like, "Sure, boss." Like, leaves no sign that she's walking into a war zone. And he's like, "All right. That sounds like my business is done here. I have a ship to catch. You gentlemen call me if you need anything." And he leaves. So does Stacy.
Okay. Tomorrow, gentlemen. I think we're gonna be leaving.
Anyone want oysters?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Does anybody want oysters again?
No, not at all.
You guys could go to the Madcap Mushroom Restaurant.
We'll go to the game hall.
Okay.
What kind of
It's,
games are here?
So it's kind of like a VR arcade, except for super futuristic in the front. There's a game studio in the back where they actually design video games for like your mobile phone. So they've got like an assortment of mobile games you can download for very, very cheap. I would say very, very cheap. Like, we're not even going to bother keeping like tabs on the money you spend, because we're talking like 15 credits for a game. And that's basically what it is. VR arcade in the front and game studio in the back.
I don't play video games. I'm gonna leave this place. I thought it was billiards.
Hey, there's a supermarket. I'm gonna get something from here.
Stop and get a latte.
Oh, I liked that name. I was very happy with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys are doing shopping.
I just get some rations. I'm gonna be in space for a week.
That is a good point. You guys are going to be in quarters that have like little mini fridges. So each standard set of quarters is a double bunk. Two of you will be together. It has a mini fridge and the equivalent of a little microwave and a single like shower toilet combo thing that it's both. And they're very cramped quarters. And a merchant ship like that one is not going to have a ton of common space. So stocking up is actually a really good idea, especially on entertainment. So those of you that did stop by and pick up some video games for your phone are going to be really happy that you've got something to play on during your week in hyperspace.
Get a bunch of movies.
Well, the great thing about the ship's library is that it can have an unlimited number of movies, but it also depends on whether or not it's a local who only has the local versions of entertainment, or whether or not you have alliance-based movies. So imagine that you have every movie ever made in Bollywood.
Right.
We got a 6-pack like that's an afternoon.
Yeah, we drink every time somebody survives something ridiculous.
I bet you they're gonna dance now.
All right.
We joke, but this is fantastic. All right, I'm gonna get a bunch of like frozen dumplings and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Stock up on candy and energy drinks. Put a little cooler thing together.
Okay. You get a comm note from the guy who's running the Rice Maiden. Can you please roll a d6?
Can I please? What's that? 2.
All right. It is 4,000 credits a person for passage.
Oh, that's not so bad.
I mean, he takes Amondiage credit, right?
He absolutely does. He might give you a discount if you offer to pay in gold, though.
I'm good either way.
You also get a monthly expense of 10K. So at some point, you're going to get a top off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the little credit card thing.
Yeah. However you guys do it, each of you pays up your 4K, and he's like, okay, 9 a.m. tomorrow, we're leaving.
We'll be there. Hey, do you want to go to sleep real early and try to wake up early and see the peoples?
The people that are up at 4.
Yeah, man, this could be our people.
I bet there's really good street food in the mornings.
I was not oyster based.
No more oysters.
Yeah, so you guys
Yeah.
are talking about oysters while shopping, and one of the people like, did you know that oysters aren't native here?
Really? A place with 20% water?
This
Rest of
isn't.
it's desert.
This is it might be 20%. I have to go look at the world code. It's pretty low though. They're like, yeah, no, we had to import them, but they grow really good in those tanks.
The potty tanks.
He doesn't say.
Well, I guess the shrimp would be imported as well.
Yeah, so there's a giant picture of a golden shrimp in the supermarket that informs you that they've never seen a shrimp.
Right?
It's got tentacles and shit.
That
It's
shrimp
got
is
nipples.
breathing fire.
I said tentacles, but you know.
Oh. A shrimp with nipples is way more unsettling.
Right? I was about to say I don't know how to top that.
Well, I'm
You said
definitely
that-
shopping for things that I recognize.
You said the steaks weren't cow, so what are they?
The steaks are cow. They are lab grown.
Lab grown.
3D printed steaks.
It all comes out of a tube.
Yep, they got like a caulk one.
And some of those 3D printers can do muscle tissue pretty well.
So, are we done shopping? We did our arrangements.
Yeah, I think it's just candy and junk food for me.
Okay. How do we want to spend our week in hyperspace?
I want to make sure I get my gun back from immigration.
You
Before we leave.
absolutely will. Like as soon as you step into the starport and present your key, an automated system is going to roll up, and this is pretty standard. So this is like you guys are used to this. A lot of worlds are high law, and they all have the same kind of rule, and they all have the same kind of system. So you roll up, you give your key, you open it up, it's there, it's undisturbed, normal day, and that is how it works on just about every world you've gone to.
Little locker like at the courthouse. Put your phone in here, please.
Yep.
Are we able to do training and stuff while we're on our trip?
Yeah, you're allowed. It's a week, so you know you need 8 weeks for a study period, but you can start studying towards something. You do
Sure.
need to call out. So the way that the training works is a good thing that you brought it up because I don't know if I went over it with Rex. In the part of your character sheet that says study period, it says training and skill. You pick something that you want to bring up to another level. You need 8 weeks to do a study period. You need 1 study period for 0, 1 study period for 1, and then 2 study periods for 2. And I think it's 4 study periods for It keeps going up, and it is described in the core rulebook how it exponentially goes up. All I remember specifically is that 0 and 1 are one study period. You have to do the week consecutively, though. So if you're going to do that, the studying is all you can do all week. It's like it has to be a full week. But you can have weeks broken up. You don't have to do 8 weeks back to back. You can do a week here and a week there.
Oh, okay.
Once
They're broken up by weeks, but you don't have to do all of it consecutively.
Yes, so you have to do a week consecutively, but you don't have to do all of the weeks consecutively. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. When you finish your study period and you want to upgrade a skill, you then roll an education check to see if you learned, like if you get a rank. If you don't, then you lose the study period, which sucks. Depending on how you play the rules, you can lose all of the study period. I just say it's one study period that you lose. And sometimes if you rolled really close, I'll even say that it's only part of the study period you lost. I just think it sucks to lose that roll, so I make it a little forgiving. But if you bomb that roll, you're going to lose a study period. So that's how that works. And so when I ask what you guys want to do in your week in hyperspace, I'm basically going to we're going to do a montage, and I'm going to go down the list of players, and we're going to start with you, Rex. What are you going to do for a week in jump space?
I'm going to study something.
Okay. What
am I going to study?
Yes, that is the follow-up question.
I'm going to study... Oh, we'll go with man-portable heavy weapons. That sounds fun.
Man-portable heavy weapons does sound fun. So you're going to try to take that from a 0 to a 1. So you need 8 study weeks. So you can go ahead and add 1 week if you do it the whole week. Kizik, what are you going to do for this week?
I'd like to study, and by study, I mean I'm using athletics dexterity. I'm going to try to take that from a 0 to a 1. I'd like to think that because we're on a merchant ship and because we're in the rift, I find a small chase ball crew and I learn a new game.
All right. So you are on a Queen of Colchis class freighter, merchant freighter, and it is massive. And it has a massive grain bay in it. And you guys do chase ball in a grain bay. You can have a week of study towards your study period. Ghost.
I will also study, but I will study Stacy. She's riding with us, right?
She is riding with you.
I thought we were going to be in a bunk, and as I went to open it, there was a sock on the door. And I just went to the next one.
Are you actually trying to up like Carouse or something?
My relationship with her more than anything else.
He wanted athletics endurance.
Oh, gosh.
I was just saying if you're trying to apply it to an actual skill. Okay. All right, well, that goes relatively well.
He needed to persuade.
It's life support, actually.
Okay. So, Thodubs.
All right, so I am in space. I actually like to learn more about the life support systems of the ship.
Okay. So, on your PDF, you're going to put training and skill, and you're going to put engineer life support.
Mm-hmm. And then 1 of 8, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So, go ahead.
Ghost is working on recon.
I would let you very creatively put a week into training a skill if you could tell me how it's related.
He's got an active bug on the ceiling, recording all of his conquests.
Well, if it's with Stacy, you could always go into tactics.
Wow. Wow, guys. Sheesh. How about drive mole? No, I'm just kidding.
Gosh.
All right.
Oh, you could do animals.
We're just gonna do Karus.
You guys are fucking terrible.
Let's just leave it at Karus.
Oh, he already has something put in life support. You've got a study period complete in life support on your sheet, Taylor.
Yes, that's correct.
So you only
I was
need
working on that.
so you only need one. You need to make your roll to try to make that a 1. You want to go ahead and do that?
Yep.
So I believe it's a DM8 education roll. You aced it. So your life support roll for engineer should go up to a 1, and you can start something new. Or you
Nice.
can put more, study period time into it. Cool.
Cool.
I didn't realize you were that close to that. Must have happened at the end of the last session.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to land at Katie. I have a control panel around here somewhere.
Stacy, can't you see? You're the one for me.
So this place is a little bit
Oh,
different.
it crashed.
Oh no. We'll wait for you to come back.
You keep going.
So this time you guys get to actually see your approach. Also, you get to see liftoff. So as you lift off from Amondiage, you get a good view of the train network and the giant spires, and it's actually quite impressive. The contrast between the super metropolitan, arcologies and their wards, and the barren wasteland that the rest of the planet is. As you fly down to Acadie, it is very different in a couple of different ways. First and foremost, Acadie is much more of a viable planet in a lot of different ways. The capital city is on the shoreline of a small sea or a large lake, you're not sure which. There are fields and farms. There are roads that go out to mining towns. There's a lot of mining, like there's mining camps that move around, you can see, and the capital city is much more rustic, but is still viable and busy. The starport, the downport that is here, is much more low-tech. First off, the high port, as before on the main world, there was shipyards and, all sorts of like super advanced spacecraft. Here, there's the high port is a orbital shipping depot where freighters that are too big to drop their cargo off efficiently, like the one that you're in, hire shuttles that you are now in descending toward the planet to take their passengers and stuff down, because it's just not efficient to land a big ship like that. But the orbital high port that was a shipyard, and they had hotels and all kinds of stuff and housing at Amondiage. Here it's like 2 Quonset huts taped to a giant storage bin, and it is not impressive in any way, shape, or form. So there's these landing pads that make up the downport. It's a very different experience. They're outside the city. They're blatantly tacked on as they go along. And there are 2 different types. There are landing pads, which take up hundreds of acres of just landing pads out there. They grab things. And then there are hangars that are closer to the city that actually, like, you land on them and they recess down into a protected cover. You guys land on a dedicated shuttle pad that's actually right next to the main entrance. What was that?
I don't know. It scared the shit out of me, though.
The hell was... Okay. At least it wasn't just me. Okay, so as we pick up the scene, you guys are getting off of the shuttle with your cargo once again, going through customs. There's a long line, and there's 2 overworked customs inspectors trying to get through just dozens of people and their paperwork. And it's going to take you guys a minute to get up to them. Do you guys have any words amongst yourselves?
How's security look in this room?
Security is pretty tight. So there's only 2 customs workers, but there's at least 16 armed soldiers with automatic weapons.
Metal detectors and all that. Like, we can't just bribe our way through this.
There's full-blown scanners. I'm not going to say you can't, but it would be a hell of a risk to try. Yeah, I mean, it's a planet that has active insurgency going on, and it looks like it. With that said, there's no mention of the insurgency anywhere on these news monitors that you're watching.
Oh, it says all is honky dory.
Yes, and that is the party line that anyone who you talk to is probably going to take up, depending on how exasperated they are.
There is no war in Passing Say.
So you make it up to the inspector, and he says, "Name, business on Acadie."
Hey, how you doing? I'm Taylor Boaz. I'm here to get my ship off of. Anyway, it's the Perfect Stranger. I unfurl my paperwork. It's been birthed here for a while. It's racking up some fees. Like to get it out of your hair pretty quickly, and I
All right.
motion to him that I've got this gold in my hand already. See what his reaction is.
His face is a desert of no emotion. His eyes are sunken hollows. He has worked way too many hours. And he looks at the gold, and he looks back at you, and he makes no attempt whatsoever to reach for it or anything. And he says, "Okay, you're going to need to talk to the deck officer or the starport administrator. They will take care of whatever fees you have racked up." And he types on his terminal a little bit. What is your business is only to retrieve the ship? You don't have any business within the city?
I mean, we might. We might be here for a little while. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to mark you down as ship crew and resupply. And he just, all the paperwork you did before, he's got a big stamp. It's like, stomp, 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 stomp. He's like, "Who's with you?"
That's me.
And this lady over here, Stacy.
So he looks at Stacy real quick, and he looks at you, and she's like, "Hi, Ron." And he's like, "You're already cleared, go." And he starts stomping all the rest of your stuff.
Fuck.
She's a frequent traveler.
She could have held my gun. No, I'm just kidding. She did hold my gun.
I wonder what else she's frequenting.
So, you guys are going to be asked to relinquish your weapons again.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Automatic box.
So, on this world, you can keep stunners on your person. If you have
That was
them.
in the GIA kit, right?
No,
No,
but
it's
I
just
don't
an
think
axe.
so.
it's not, but it's a thing that you might be able to find, purchase, etc. Stunners, and truthfully, like, as long as you don't ask the guards, if you do bring up keeping your weapons, they're going to get real uppity with you real fast. But if you ask about getting stunners, they're not going to hassle you over a stunner. Stunners don't kill people.
Right. Okie dokie. Find the biggest, ugliest guard in the room. Hey, brother, where can I find a stunner?
It depends on what kind of stunner you want. You want one of the new fancy ones, or you don't care that much if it singes?
Yeah, I don't mind too much.
Okay. So I know a guy. He works down by the shore near Anchorcraft Ales. He's got a little he calls them hot dogs. I don't know what is in it. They're delicious though. Anyway, he also sells stunners that he makes in his shop. If you're not too picky, he sells them pretty cheap.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah. Good luck. And hey, whatever you do, you stay away from the Northwest District. It's not safe
really?
there right now.
No Northwest. Okay.
Northwest is the section you're about to walk through.
And we got to stay away from it?
If you're going to go to the administrative plaza, it's right on the edge. But you asked him for a stunner. That's in the south.
Right. Is it too late for me to catch up with Stacy?
No, she's waiting. She's actually hailed a car, the actual car with wheels. It's got the Valentine brokerage symbol on it, and she's waiting with a full-blown like sedan that you all can get in. I guess we'll call it an SUV to make it a little bit roomier.
Getting the Escalade.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, have you ever heard about a hot dog stand selling stuff? Down by Anchorage. What was it? Anchorage?
Oh, you need a weapon.
Yes.
Shotgun. I said I jump in the front seat.
You,
Hey, is there a shotgun
I was about to say, you say shotgun, and she's like, "There's one up there."
Yeah, see, that's where you keep them.
There's literally a shotgun in a rack right next to the airbag. The driver, he looks at you questioningly and is like, "All right, whatever." And Stacy gets in the back with the rest of the crew. She's like, "We can help you with your weapon situation. If you need to, we will provide you anything that's within the law level without question. We will need to be compensated for the actual materials, but beyond that, it's not an issue. I would not carry them in the open."
We should get trench coats like those other guys.
But you guys have been issued protect suits, which are technically off of the list. However, they're subtle enough that you can probably get away with wearing them here. Like they look like suits.
Yeah, if they didn't bring it up in the check, I'm going to wear it.
Okay. Well, Stacy would have encouraged you. You guys, as you guys would have talked about, she would have encouraged you to just wear it and see if they said anything, and they wouldn't have.
Yeah, sweet. All right, but yes, let's go acquire some weapons.
Okay.
I got one right here. She just said it costs like, was it $20? No, 100 credits.
So if it's standard pump shotgun, actually, I'm going to use one of your cards because your cards are way better than mine for that. If I could find my pile of your cards, what do we got here? This one? Yeah, it's this one.
You other guys, you could speak up too sometimes. Tell us what to do.
Right? They're sleeping.
Nope, not sleeping. So, I mean, I would definitely like to have a stunner. Yeah, shotgun too. If I had something like, concealable or something. If we got some kind of special coats or something.
So that is the name of the game. Is you're going to want to keep things as concealed as possible. While a stunner is maybe less fancy or less lethal, certainly, than a shotgun is. It is also infinitely more concealable, and even if someone does see a stunner, they're not very likely to say anything because it's a stunner. If
I might. Yeah, good point. I might just end up going with a fancy stunner, and kind of boycott the idea with the shotgun.
Okay. Well, I've got cards for both of them. They're both available. Only the lower tech stunners are going to be available on this world, not because the world isn't super high tech, but because the world, the weapons market is a little bit restricted. So I've dropped 2 cards over here. Who wants what? And realize that you do need to pay for them.
What skill does stunner use?
Energy.
Oh, you guys take Amondiage credit? No, you guys are nice to us. And I reach in and I flip him 2 gold coins.
Okay.
To the driver too.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take a shotgun.
Okay. Kizik, you
What
taking a
tech
shotgun?
level again was it? I'm sorry, I forgot that.
It's
You said it was like 8 or something.
it's tech level 8.
Yeah.
Kizik.
Actually, I'm gonna get one of both. One of each.
Okay.
I need the shotgun again too. Somebody grab the other one. Gracias, amigo.
I'm gonna go with the stunner. And what about things like knives?
Knives are also banned. Blades are banned.
Which is very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
What about a like a cattle prod, like a melee bludgeon that also stuns?
So that's a little bit more of a gray area. Let me go back and reread something because I think it specifies bladed weapons for this law level. Just give me a second. Oh man, did I close the core rulebook? That would have been unfortunate. I sure did though.
I'm gonna buy some mags too.
Closing the core. That's a really good idea. Please note that there is a magazine bag here for tokens. I'd like you to keep track of your mags, please.
Okay, so I'll just label these shotgun mags.
Yep.
I'll just take I'll take a stunner, and I don't know if there's cartridges or whatever for the stunners, but
They always come with at least one.
yeah.
Law level. Come on. Here we go. Law level. I got it. So, law level 6, all firearms except shotgun and stutters, carrying weapons discouraged. So, carrying it open is discouraged. Oh, you can have blades because it's 8 at which they become illegal. So, you can carry a knife if you would like.
Yes. I need to buy one.
Sweet.
Oh, definitely a knife, yeah. I assume we can use these mags for the stunner too. Is that symbolic enough? Or
Absolutely.
Yeah, just write stunner mag on it, and it's got 100 in the magazine.
Yep. With the stunner, like he said, it's got 100 in it, so you are unlikely to run out of stunner ammunition. And if you do, that's quite the accomplishment. I'm quite impressed. See, so someone wants a knife, like a dagger?
yeah.
I would. Yeah. I
Yes,
need
please.
Can't walk around with a big ass sword.
All right, who wants one? They're pretty cheap.
So I'll take a dagger and a stun.
The knives are so cheap as to me not worried about the credits because I'm not going to break your credit sticks down any further than I have. They're inconsequential. Inconsequential. That word even.
Oh, I'm subtracting everything from my card.
Well, that's good of you.
Can I get a magazine for my knife?
You need one of them anyway.
About more discreet things like a garrote or anything like that.
You could probably fashion one if you needed to.
Okay.
It's if you needed it. But going around super heavily armed might not be the solution to the problem.
True statement.
So as you guys are now at the Valentine brokerage, you've gotten a little bit of weaponry for yourselves. You also have your protect suits on, so you're at +4 for DM for combat. So you feel a little bit better about if you get jumped in the street. With that said, as they're selling you these weapons, everyone at the brokerage is like, first off, don't let anyone see that you're armed, even with the stunner. And secondly, if the police start questioning you, didn't get those here. Legal or not, we don't want people to know that we've been arming off-worlders.
Stays concealed. Roger, roger.
They're also going to set you up. They don't have rooms on site like the other because it's just a satellite facility, but they are going to set you up with a small apartment that's right outside of the brokerage. It's like a safe house they keep. but everybody's in the same small apartment room, and this really does look like it really looks like a hotel room. Like there's the two like full beds in the same room, and then the tiny little bathroom.
Oh, I guess I'm sleeping with Luca.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be our whole trip over here, but
And just keep Luca away from the oysters.
you don't have to tell me twice.
It was over a week ago.
Especially if we got to share a bathroom with him. Gosh, it's kind of scary.
So we come in the door, we close it, and then you guys are all like taking guns out and putting them right by the door.
I don't know about you guys. I just feel better being able to protect our selves.
Yeah, I'd feel better in a helicopter. What is our we're now here, right? So we can get to the local internet.
Yep, they have kiosks set up the same way. You can pay your initial fee and get yourself all hooked up.
No, there's still just one. There isn't like oops, and we're also here's the rebel one.
No, I'm just gonna buy a burner phone here.
You can also do that because it's pretty early in the afternoon. Like technically you could try to make it to the administrative plaza, but those are best to hit in the morning.
Yeah. You don't go to the DMV at night.
Yeah. So if you stop by like a local Radio Shack or whatever, you can, pick up a local phone if you want. It's already
a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It hurts me. Hurts me so bad. It's 100 credits. It's basically just the cost of the connection fee. Because these things are so cheap and common. Of course, the ones that they're selling are super low tech compared to what you've got. Don't forget you've got, super advanced programs on your phones. One thing you're going to immediately notice is that the internet's a lot more open here. They're not broadcasting it on the news, but as soon as you get on like the local version of Reddit, the fact that there is, peaceful protests at least going on is very evident because that's how they're coordinating. And the government's doing this balancing act where they're like, look, peaceful protests are fine, but as soon as you start throwing Molotovs, we're going to start shooting you with bullets. And it seems to be going over the line more often than not. And the government's trying very hard to be like, no, just go back to work and we'll give you all this free stuff. And, we'll try to make it right if you cooperate. And, the civilians are like, no, we've heard that shit before. And it's a lot of back and forth. The actual shooting and the actual like open rebellion part, you can't find anywhere on the internet. It seems like they are suppressing some information here, but it's definitely way more wide open than it was on Amondiage.
Can we find any information about how much the fees are going to be costing us?
Is there a fee schedule finally posted?
You will have to go to the administrative buildings to get the exact details. You do know that there are several complaints on the message boards about the exorbitant costs of having to pay for docking right now because of heightened security measures in double quotes.
So does the Yelp page for the the downport have like 2 stars on it?
Yeah, like 1.5 tops.
Oh, how about Yelp pages for the Perfect Stranger? Are they the same here?
Yep, it's actually the exact same stuff. It's the exact same. It even says it's been imported from Amondiage. There's no local reviews.
Oh.
Would you like to keep searching about the Perfect Stranger on the internet? Because if you guys want to make computer checks, there's maybe 1 or 2 additional pieces of info you could get.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody else should do that.
You're gonna need
definitely.
You're gonna need a decent pass, so it's gonna have to be a 10+.
But we're here in the afternoon, so I could take another D6 hours.
Sure.
Can I make it an investigate roll instead?
5.
I would take an argument for investigate for this particular piece of information if you wanted to do that, but let's let him roll first, since he's already doing it.
7 plus 1, 8.
That's not a 10. All right, you want to do your investigate roll? So instead of going on the computer, maybe you're talking to people.
Hell yeah, that's what I do. So I have a 2 in investigate, and I rolled an 8. So that's 9, 10, and then it's intellect or education.
It's usually intellect for investigate.
Intellect is another 2. 12 total.
All right. So Kizik's running into a bunch of brick walls. Like, he can find articles about them, but then when he goes to the page isn't found. So he's getting frustrated, and Taylor maybe sees some of the staff at the brokerage walking around filling out paperwork, and just says, "Hey guys, what do you know about our ship?" And most of them are like, "Yeah, I don't know." And then one of them's like, "Oh yeah, we did an investigation, or wanted to do an investigation. We ended up helping negotiate salvage rights for the launch of that ship."
Really?
Yeah, I cannot remember what happened to it, but I know it went down somewhere between here and one of the mining camps. All hands were lost. I remember that.
And then it got salvaged?
Yeah, it got salvaged after the 2 of them came out in critical condition. They got shipped back to the capital for medical treatment.
They didn't make it.
That's a
Do you
that's
have
a
any
shame.
details on like what happened to that launch? Who got the salvage, or like
Yeah, I've got some details, but only that, I didn't actually go to the launch site.
yeah, but whoever bought the rights for the salvage, they went, right?
Yeah, they took it apart in situ. I remember that.
Wonder if they found anything. I mean, else.
I mean, they didn't find any bodies. They had to report that. I know the 2 survivors were placed in cryogenic storage and shipped back to the capital world. Crew was presumed lost. I remember that.
So it was like Caddy Salvage or something like that took it.
Hold on a second. I'll have a look. And he types on his computer for a few minutes while you wait patiently.
It says page not found.
I'm smoking a cigarette with him.
It says page not found. Are you kidding me? I can't. Oh, fuck this computer.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, this is my 3rd one. Like, it's right here. I know it's got to be here somewhere.
That's why I don't touch those computers, man. They just frustrate the shit out of me. It's better to talk to people. Anyway, face to face.
Hey, look, this one's loading. No, page not found!
You should try like the Wayback Machine.
So it looks like it was Stormhead Salvage. They're actually based out of Amondiage, and they work out of a ship. When the riots started getting really bad, they picked up stakes and went back to the capital city.
God damn it. Thanks for the information, man. Your name is Tim?
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim.
It is now. Okay, so what's up
How
next
long
for you
ago
guys?
was it salvaged?
It would have been months at this point. I could get you that information though. Let me look that up. Several months. That's what it says. I thought it would have had an exact number, but it doesn't.
Stormhead Salvage Company.
All right.
They didn't report a data core or anything like that, right?
No. On the launch? No. Of course, that was a huge risk, metagame-wise, even saying that. I hope you realize that.
Oh, asking for something like that?
Yeah, no, like, I am really... We'll go ahead and play this out. So you're going to ask, was there a data core? And I was going, data core? What kind of data core are you talking about? Why would there be a data core on a Type R subsidized freighter? Is there something important about the Perfect Stranger that we should know?
No, I just thought all ships had data cores. I look over at the pilot and I'm like, am I wrong about that? I was just talking about like the black box, right?
Yeah,
Is that not called a data core?
No, that's a very different piece of hardware.
Oh, see, my bad. That's just if I have to roll a deception or something.
You
like that.
absolutely need to roll like a 10 deception right now.
Yeah, no, he doesn't understand computers. This is why.
Oh, I failed it.
Page not found.
So what you're saying is you need help recovering a data core for your completely legitimate business that you're running out of your completely legitimate subsidized freighter. And he winks at you.
Tim, yes.
Okay. Well, I will run this by the section head. And since Stacy's here, I'll talk with her and I'll be right back. And he walks off.
That might have been a bad move, guys. I'm sorry.
You didn't reach into your pocket. And, nope, page still not found.
You're just striking out.
You gonna follow that guy and make him disappear?
Hell no, he works for Valentine.
So he's gonna come back and he's gonna have Stacy in tow, and she's gonna sit in Taylor's lap, and she's pouring on the charm, and she's like, "Did you forget to tell me something important?"
I didn't forget at all.
She's gonna give you a big shit-eating grin and say, "Yeah, is that how it is?"
It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's that we don't know what's going on either.
Okay. All right.
So
well, you keep your
Tychus
secrets.
said
then.
you guys. Hold on. Tychus said you guys were helping the GIA out.
Oh, whoa, honey. Let's calm down with all of that. You are on fire today. I don't think he ever said those words. I believe what he said was he helps people with perfectly legitimate businesses do their perfectly legitimate business transactions.
See, I misunderstood then. Okay, well, yeah, this conversation's over then. Sorry.
You're doing perfectly legitimate business, right?
Absolutely.
Well, then obviously we can help you with perfectly legitimate business.
Show her the paper that says we're the legal owners of the ship, and we need to get it back to the... we're not the legal owners, but we're here just to recover the ship to go bring it back to its legal owners, because that's perfectly legitimate business. And at least Armitage and Amondiage, like, that's the whole reason we're here.
Stacy's seen that. She's seen the paperwork that I've got.
Has she seen that this page still isn't loading?
She's going to be like, I've set you up an appointment tomorrow morning to go talk to the deck officer. He will be in bright and early at 7 a.m. and you can come in any time and go talk to him. In the meantime, I will ask around about anyone who maybe knows anything about your ship or its cargo.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
She gives you a little peck on the cheek as she gets up.
Guys, I lucked into this. I didn't expect this at all.
You almost blew it.
Yep, we're just here to get the ship. Remember that? We've got legal rights to take the ship fly it out of here and take it back to its rightful owners. There's nothing special on that ship.
Right. That was me reading through my notes, picking up one word, and saying it out loud, and not meaning to.
Yep. I'm a terrible GM.
Oh no. No, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right. You guys got 30 minutes to make any progress you want to make here.
I'm gonna head over to the ale house by the water there and see if we can talk to any potential like ship workers or anything that may have gone and helped do the salvage or know anything about it.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's do a carouse roll. Do you have carouse as a skill?
I do.
Well, then you should probably use carouse as a skill. Because it's an easy way to get yourself some information. Especially
Let's
from
do it.
dock workers.
I'm gonna search.
I don't know. I rolled. Woohoo! Carouse goes with which skill?
It can be either social or, well, it's usually just social. But it can be, under certain arguments, intellect, depending on what you're doing.
I'm going to use my intellect to talk ships and everything with the dock workers and see if they've heard anything about it and whatnot.
Yeah, so if you use those J70 drives, those things are terrible. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does it
For
bring?
total of 12.
A total of 12. All right. So you end up talking with a guy who's made his career taking the local ships and upgrading them using parts from the Alliance. And he has scrapped quite a few Type R transports in his day. And apparently his company was eyeing the Perfect Stranger like a lot. Like they were just drooling over it, waiting for the day to come in. He's personally a little disappointed that the crew showed up to salvage it. But he's like, we've seen so many people come and go from the ship that we thought that, you know, maybe the owners have shown up 5 or 6 times now.
Sweet. And he knows. Do they know anything about it other than just wanting to salvage it, like where it went down or anything like that?
So the Type R didn't go down. Perfect Stranger's fine. It's the launch out of it that went down.
The launch, yes.
Oh, I didn't know you were asking about the launch, but I did just give you a really important piece of information. We're just going to pretend he's just as confused. He's going to be like, yeah, I heard something about the launch, but I mean, who cares about a launch? A launch is nothing. It's taxi for the ship, you know. Maybe it had a thruster malfunction or something. I mean, but the Type R, the freighter itself, like this huge amount of space and those engines and the jump drive, it'd have been a great haul for us. It's too bad. But like I said, it's been there for a while. There's been so many crews coming and going. It must be in terrible shape with all the maintenance crews coming and going like they are.
There's maintenance crews on there? That should be great.
You know of who the maintenance crews are? Or can we get in touch with any of them?
Nah, man, I don't talk to any of the competition. Those are also local dock workers, and I do special salvage jobs. Chances are, though, the locals won't know what to do with that Alliance grade engines. That's not something they specialize in, but that's probably why they're in and out of there so much.
Got it. Appreciate the help.
Yeah, man, you keep buying, I'll keep talking.
I'm gonna give him some money. There we go.
Oh, you're gonna give him cash too. He's gonna give you a credit check and be like, "Hey, man, if you find you need some parts for that bad boy, you give me a call."
Sweet. Appreciate the help.
That was a good move. Who's gonna take it up next? Come on, Thodubs.
So we're trying to look for information. Okay.
Trying to look for a ship.
All right, I'm gonna head down to the pizzeria here.
Okay. Get yourself a slice of pie.
That's right. Kind of in the mood. See what they got. Some kind of strange stuff on top of the pizza. Gonna have to just kind of ignore anybody putting pineapple on stuff. We're not gonna do that stuff. That's too crazy. But yeah, so sitting down with some pie, just talking to the people that were there. Trying to listen to what people are talking about.
So at this particular place, there is a lot of talk about the protests and the violence, but it mostly centers around the idea that, the average citizen of the city doesn't want the status quo, changed. They definitely sympathize with a lot of the miners who are working hard shifts in bad conditions, and they don't disagree that they need better conditions, but they aren't willing to go up against militaries that are shooting even rubber bullets into crowds for it. And that's it. None of it resolves anywhere around your ship, unless you want to ask specific questions of specific people.
So with I'd like to talk to at least one of the people there, and just say, hey, so with all the unrest that's been going on around here, has anything been going on with? Have you been hearing anything going on with salvage ships and things like that? I mean, has the government started standing up and locking down things and with that regard, or is there anything along the idea with that? I've heard people jacking the prices up on the not on the salvages, but on the docking areas. Has that been something that's been going on lately?
Give me an investigate roll.
Where is investigate? I'm actually looking for it. I couldn't find it earlier either.
It's in the middle.
Middle?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 down, 4 over. You have a 2 in it.
Okay. Yep, there it is. Gosh. Okay, thanks.
Yep. And it's intelligent.
Okay.
It's intellect for its characteristic.
You said it was social or intelligence, right?
Usually investigates intellect. You could try to use social if you wanted to.
No, we're definitely gonna have to go to intellect. We only rolled a 5 on it. Or sorry, 4, 6, 7.
Okay, so that's total 4,
Yep.
and then 2 for that is 6, and then so
Intellect 7.
so you can push the roll, and there will be consequences, very severe consequences. But you will
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay. Well, you get the feeling that there's more people who are, when you start asking these questions, you've drawn attention to yourself. And
Right.
Nobody seems to want to really talk about that particular ship. But there is a man in the back of the room who was peacefully eating his pizza and drinking his beer, who has now paid attention to you. And as soon as he sees that you see him, he very quickly pays and leaves.
Leaving his
Okay.
pineapple pizza behind.
He does leave half his slice of pizza behind.
Well, thank goodness he left the pineapple behind. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and catch up with him real quick.
Okay. He's ducked down a back alley.
Okay, so is he gone, or can I see where he's at, or is he?
Give me a recon check.
I got a 9.
Okay. You do see the alley he's ducked down. So he's gone into the middle of this cluster of buildings and through the back alleys. Let's get
All right, so I'm gonna try and follow him then.
Okay. Give me a second.
Hey, buddy. You're alone right now.
Okay.
Just as a reminder.
I got a stunner.
So does he.
It doesn't make you not alone.
I know. We're gonna have fun though.
Okay, so you rolled a. You rolled a recon 9 to see him. Give me
Yep.
a stealth roll if you don't want him to know you're following you. It needs to be a 10 or higher.
Stealth. Well, I rolled a 10, 11. Intellect, I assume, with the stealth is gonna go. Yeah, so I mean, I've got like a 12.
Stealth is dexterity, bud.
Oh, dexterity, my bad.
Okay.
So 10, so I got 11.
Okay. So he rounds the corner and starts heading out towards the street.
So I'm gonna keep following after him. I want to stay stealthy. I want to watch where he's going.
Okay. So he's going to head north towards the disrupted area, and you're gonna follow him till about this main street. This main street that goes in and out has a huge protester. There's basically guys with Molotov cocktails and guys with tear gas throwing grenades back and forth, and the police are trying to put down the violent ones with rubber bullets while not inflicting damage on the non-combatants. And he sees this and he's going to dip down here. And you are behind enough that you have choices. Are you going to run up quickly and try to follow him? Or are you going to, hang back? Or what is your tactic because of how far away you are?
Yeah, I'm planning on hanging back. He's obviously avoiding this area, which means he doesn't want to get involved in it. He's doing other stuff. So yeah, I want to hang back and kind of watch where he goes.
But you can't. That's what I mean. He goes around a building. There's a big stack of buildings in the way. You either need to run to catch up, or you need to do something else to keep eyes on him.
Run to catch up.
Okay.
Probably like right around here then.
Yep. Give me a dexterity check.
Oh gosh.
Did you get?
3. Didn't quite make it.
How'd you
How
get?
did you hear me?
How'd you get?
Oh, sorry. So I rolled a 2.
Mhm.
So it's not endurance then, it's dexterity.
It's
right?
dexterity, yeah.
I was throwing endurance on there, so yeah, I only rolled the 2.
Okay, he rolled a 12 and you rolled a snake eyes.
Yeah.
And he's a +4 to shoot you with a stunner.
So he rolled a 4 is what you said?
No,
I missed that.
he rolled a 12 +4. He rolled a 16.
That's a super crit.
Yeah, yes it is.
Great.
If I were you, I'd be using one of your destiny tokens, maybe.
You are out like a light.
Oh, let's do that.
Yep, I'm out.
Okay, so nobody knows what happened to Aiden.
He's gonna wake up with his kidney gone.
We'll get back to that in a second. Let's take a turn and say, while that was going on, what's everyone else doing? I mean, Holmes has found some really important information. Actually, everyone's really found some good information here. You guys have done a really good job investigating. How late does it become before you guys realize that Aiden isn't there?
Probably, I don't know. A couple hours, maybe. For me, anyway. I don't know about the other guys.
Okay.
Probably a couple hours because I got to make it all the way back to our pseudo hotel thing.
Let's call it 4 hours. And I'm also going to say that that's how long it takes Aiden to wake up. So what is happening with the rest of the group in those 4 hours?
Can I try to put eyes on the ship?
Sure. You guys have proper paperwork.
Yeah.
So this is before the next day where we've got a meeting at 7. Well,
Yep.
not a meeting, but the guy gets into work at 7.
Yeah, well, it's rapidly approaching midnight.
I'm going to go back and provide my information to everybody else. The intention of going and resting before the next day.
So we're in the small apartment or hotel room. We're going. All right. So we've got this guy meeting at 7. Hey, you got new information. That's cool. Let's I guess let's text. Oh no, what's that guy's name? Let's text Aiden, see if he's coming back. He said he was getting pizza.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're going to go look at the ship.
Yeah, that was my plan.
All right, Taylor's gone. He's going to go look at that ship. Sneak in. So it's just you and me. What kind of information you got?
Yeah, so I went and talked down to the dock workers, found out that lots of people have had their eyes on our ship, and when I say eyes, I mean way more than just their eyes. Maintenance crews have been going in and out of the ship, doing something from the off-world salvage company. But nobody knows much about what happened or if anything is with the launch.
Oh, people have been going on board, look around
On board on the ship itself.
the ship with data cores of information that we've been spying on them for months.
Yeah, that one.
I'm going to text that to Taylor. Multiple maintenance crews have been on board the ship over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
I text him back. Salvage? Question mark.
They say maintenance crews. They're from multiple things. The guys.
Yes. They are salvage crews, but lots of people were fighting over the salvage rights for it, and since they lost the salvage rights, they've seen lots of maintenance crews go on and off the ship.
Imagine this thing is just like completely taken apart. It's just the landing gear sitting on the pad.
Well, you can get up to the
Yeah.
pad that it's supposedly registered at. You're not going to be able to get on board unless you want to try to
Yeah.
break in. But you can
I just want to see it.
you can lay eyes on it, and it is sitting on one of the pads.
Okay. Does it look like it's in okay shape?
I mean, it's brown and it's rusted, and it's it's a gritty old ship, but it looks intact enough.
I snap a picture of it with my phone, and I send it to Luca.
I pinching in on it. No, this is the future. I do that thing where I can flick it from my phone to a bigger TV. And I'm getting real close to the TV trying to inspect it.
Okay.
I'm gonna head back.
So the 4 hours pass. It's about midnight as the 4 hours pass. Aiden wakes up. You are tied to a chair. All of your equipment's been removed, and there are 3 shadowy figures in front of you and a single light on above your head. And the one in the middle says, "Who are you?"
My name's Aiden.
Aiden. What are you doing here asking questions about that ship?
Well, the ship is actually something that I'm trying to get back to. It's actually my ship. We're here to pick it up for someone, and I just need to get info about what it's been here forever, so I'm sure people are talking about it.
Your ship. But you're here to pick
No.
it up for someone.
Right, it's not my ship.
Who's the someone you're picking it up for?
Third party.
You can do better than that. No?
Nope. Third party.
Okay. He steps forward into the light. This gentleman is of what we would call Austrian descent, although this far in the future, that's obviously not true. And he's pretty ripped. He looks like he's been on roids a bit too much. Which you can attest to firsthand is he reels back and punches you straight in the mouth.
Oh gosh, man.
And,
Yeah, okay.
and that's going to be 6 damage.
How's that keeping track on these tickers over here? Is it just
So
you add the 6?
You take them away. So you should have had all these stats set to your orange numbers, and
Gotcha.
then you take away the points.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So we're going 6, so we're down here. Okay,
Yep.
Gotcha. I'll fix the other ones later.
So he's like, now why don't you tell me who you're working for if you have access to all of those ship's systems, and who else is with you?
What ship systems are you talking about? I'm here to pick up a ship and take it back. That's all.
All of the ship's systems.
I don't know anything about a ship's systems. I know about the ship needs to go back.
He's gonna crack his knuckles again.
Hitting me all day long is not going to change the information I'm giving you. That's all I know.
He's gonna hit you again. He only does 2 damage that time, though. He hit like a girl. I should make one of them a girl and have her come in here and beat your ass. So you're in pretty bad shape. He's going to beat on you a little bit more. He's going to continue asking questions. His questions some of them are going to be pretty general. They're going to revolve around where you're from, who your backer is. He's going to ask many times if you have access codes for all systems on the ship, and he's going to say all with emphasis. So you're pretty sure he knows about the data core. The 2 others are going to stay out of the light, though. But one of them is on a computer the whole time. And if you roll me a recon check, I'll give you 1 bit of info before we go back to the rest of the party.
Okay.
Uh, 7.
Not quite good enough.
Nope.
All right. The rest of you guys, it's midnight now. Aiden hasn't come back. His phone's not responding. Like if you call it, goes straight to voicemail.
These are real fancy GIA phones, right? Can we, like electronics comms, try to GPS echolocate it? That's not the right triangulate.
Under normal circumstances, yes, but it's not working for some reason.
That means it's serious.
I think it's safe to say he's been compromised.
He could just be drunk at the pizzeria. I'm gonna go check the pizzeria, I guess. Fucking midnight.
I will go with you.
Fucking angry.
Okay. You guys gonna split up again, or
No, I'm right beside him.
Okay.
I'm looking at my phone, still going. I thought I could. Can I like intrude into a satellite? No, that's probably the worst idea I've had.
It's pizzeria's closed. It's midnight. Streets are relatively empty. Yeah, they don't have the same kind of. Actually, they do have the same kind of curfew, but they don't have enough officers to enforce it. So when you do see police officers, you have to like duck into alleys, because you are out past their curfew.
Shit.
You want to do an investigate roll, or do you want to?
Yes.
What do you want to do?
I would like to look around, see if there's anything like obvious that we can see, of like looking in the windows, see if he's like out cold on the floor or anything. See if I can do something to ascertain his position.
All right, everyone, give me a. Well, only one person needs a pass, so everyone can do a check, but I only need 1 pass for the investigate roll.
Got a 10 on investigate.
Their security cameras and their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I know I had an intrusion piece of software on this thing.
You sure do.
Yeah, look, it says there's a computer here.
Luca, I don't know about computers.
Yeah. No, it's a security cameras. That's what she said, right? Let's intrude on this security camera network. Five plus 2 intellect plus 1 intrusion is at 8.
Okay. So you are going to see the individual that Aiden is talking to leave, and you are going to see Aiden come running afterwards and then trying to like sneak, but they're going to lose sight of him as they go around the corner to go into this alley. But then you're going to see 2 more shadowy figures come into the alley behind him. And that's where we're going to end.
Cliffhanger.
Ba-dum-bum.
When are we streaming next?
We are streaming next for next Saturday, which is, we might stream on Mondays, maybe. So we might go back to doing Mech Mondays or DRG Mondays. That's still kind of up in the air. But we are planning on adding a more casual stream to the mix-up. We are definitely streaming next Saturday for Delta Green. Mr. Ghost, do you want to say anything about that?
There's going to be a little bit of a homecoming. Bum, bum, bum.
We're
Gonna figure out what happened to Red and what you guys want to do about the Colonel.
All right. I think that we have mixed feelings about that. I think is where we're at with that. I think the group disagrees, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, we'll be back with Traveler in 2 weeks, and we'll see if Aiden's going to live. Of course, it would be one of the characters that doesn't have a ton of backup characters that goes ahead and gets himself grabbed in the first episode.
I tried to warn you, man.
Sure did. I gave him
Go big or go home.
I gave him 3 chances.
Like, we know that the government's involved. This could be bad.
I'll go ahead and give you this for free. They're not from the government.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's so much worse than that.
You're in with some fucking, like, weapons dealers or some shit. Somebody's been giving these followers a bunch of weapons.
Yeah, they're looking for my kidneys.
You might take those too. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks everybody for stopping by. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, good episode.